When the night is closing in and you feel the darkness growing, hope is fading every day. Deep my heart there is a fire glowing like the spark. You hear the engines roaring right with me, and through the storm together we'll find a way. Let your flame burn brighter. Can't you see it's now or never? This is our moment, now is our time. So follow me to the finish line. Let your soul awaken. Destiny is what we make it. Right with me to victory. We what is this, Brushy? I didn't see the live notification. Now please get auto tune Lamau. Hey, what's up, guys? How you guys doing? When your faith is shaken, trust in me that dawn is breaking. Head into the light, I'm here by your side. I never will let you go. Let your flame burn brighter. Stand with me and be united. This is our moment, now is our time. So follow me to the finish line. Let your soul awaken. Destiny is what we make it. Ride or die. Rise up tonight. Ooh. Alright, what is up, guys? We are currently in our post poll depression episode where we copium about what happened yesterday and hopefully try to figure out what to do with our account next. Welcome in, Brushy and Ram. Autocorrects me. Post poll clarity. Oh my gosh, hangovers are real. All right, so even though we did get the loot, we did get some good weapons, right? We got Primordial Jade. Look at this, we got Primordial Jade Wing Spirit. It's now level 90. I don't know who I'm gonna put it on, but we got Primordial Jade. We did good. We did get Favonius Codex, which is gonna be good on probably Sucrose or Lanyan. You know, could even put it on Yanfei if I need to. We got a Witsiv. It's now level 92, and we got TTDS. Now it's level 90 as well. So we have a lot of options now. So it's not bad. People do say the standard weapons are probably better than the standard characters anyway. So even if I did get Mona, it's not like it was gonna change my account that much, right? But you know, maybe there's some hope here. What's on the agenda today? We are trying to figure out what we're going to do with our polls in the next coming weeks. That's the agenda today. I don't know who can use what sphere on your account. That sphere. Xiangling, of course, so she can burst every third rotation. Exactly. Yeah, we're having energy issues. We're gonna have lots of energy issues in the chat. But so like I don't know if there's gonna be a pull user, but maybe in the future if I don't know if I pull. We're gonna decide, alright? We're gonna decide the strategy for right now. ER rope. Wait, what rope? Goblet? Oh, that was a very fail autocorrect there. Lohan? Oh my gosh. I don't think I'm going to be pulling for Lohan. Although he do be looking pretty cool. Alright, strategy. We need to strategize, guys. We need to figure things out. Going into the patch, because also the we should actually pull this up because the we have to do a bit of a live stream recap, right? I don't know if you guys were able to see the live stream, but we did get a info about Nicole. She's gonna be a shielder. She's gonna get buffs. She's gonna have some cool coordinated attack. Honestly, like her animations look super pretty, and she has like the prettiest shield in the game, which I'm excited about. So that's nice. And the other thing is we need to figure out more importantly what we're going to pull and how we're going to get there. Even with ER, Goblin, and Emblem, she doesn't burst on the cooldown without being fed. Yeah, you would have to funnel Benny Boy on her quite a bit anyway. I guess in the lunar patches, I honestly haven't been using Xiangling that much. I want to say, because like it's been pretty transformative reaction focused. For the most part. But I do believe she will come back in the also Diluc doesn't even have like a proper wing set of wings here, so let me give him something. J. Cole, Betty's still better. I mean, assuming you can stay within circle, then yeah. But having the flexibility to escape from circle impact could actually help. So we'll see. We'll see about that. Who I got for polearms, I think not much. I've checked my polearm characters. We only have Mika's polearm, right, guys? Alright, Mika, you can have it. Here you go. Mika, my boy, with a level 90 Primordial Jade Wing Spear. And then we got... Wow, none of these are polearms. Yao Yao, I think she'll be happier with dialogues of Desert Sages. Candace, of course. Tamayura Te no o Hanashi. And then Xiangrin, who's on the catch right now. Oh wait, and then Kachina, Footprint of the Rainbow. Yeah, that's it. Pepe hands. Pepe hands. I mean, it's still a good weapon, right? Eventually, if I pull a character, the nice thing about weapons is that you can transfer them, right? So it's not like it's maybe at some point in the future I get a DPS character that can use it. Still good. Benny isn't better than Nicole. Community is dumb as super freaks. Why are there so many exclamation points, Brushy? It's funny seeing him a bit. I give it to Yao Yao since she's the one who doesn't need their burst. I need her on the HP though. I need her healing. And I think it also gives her some ER. It's that Yao Yao's not. I don't think she's on like an ER set. She's actually on an attack set for some reason. But it kind of probably makes sense to keep her on that. I know that Yanfei die again. Get rid of them, Saber. Perfect DPS Yao Yao, let's go. I think it's really funny that Diluc is just frying the tuna every time. This flaming tuna actually looks pretty funny, guys. Not gonna lie, it's roast tuna. Diluc's roast tuna, this is a thing. Actually having fun with this roast tuna Diluc. Stronger than Diluc? Honestly, Yanfei is good. Yanfei is really good. Oh wait, did they all have... I managed to get... Yeah, they all got the wings. Alright, we need to strategize. The first question is... Do we C6 Nicole? Okay, okay. Before that, let's recap what happened yesterday. We actually started off pretty strong, right? We actually got Favonius Codex. I think one of the earlier. I think it was basically the first weapon I pulled was Favonius Codex, right? The 4-star weapon. So we actually started out pretty strong. It kind of went downhill from there, but we still got one of the best 5-star weapons, Primordial Jade Wing Spear, which was actually pretty good overall. We didn't get a lot of. We got 2 new 4-stars, Yanfei and Mika, both of which I'm gonna be leveling up here, right? Actually, let me see. Yeah, I only have 94 resin, so I don't think I can quite ascend them quite yet. I should probably just ascend Diluc first, right? Let's see. More of these Everflame seeds, yeah. Looks like I won't be able to get to it today. Why are the world bosses so costly, guys? Why do they cost 40? Why? If they cost 20, I would probably be able to do this a lot faster, but why 40, guys? Again, somebody explain. America explain. Why is this one Kansas, but this one is not Arkansas? America explain! Explain! Why is it Arkansas? Option B, skip Nicole. Oh my gosh, in my opinion, the best standard weapon. Okay, option B is still technically a scenario, right? Still a scenario. It's skip Nicole for now, right? That is possible. That's possible. Part of me definitely wants to make sure all the characters. Good thing is that I only put 3 new characters, so I think it's entirely possible within the 2 weeks that I get Diluc, Yanfei, and Mika to level 89 with 999 talents. I think it's possible. I just have to focus my resin on Ascension mats for 2 weeks. And should be able to get there. So that means we will be in an okay spot to start pulling again. Because I'm technically not supposed to pull until the characters I pulled in the last session have all been level 89. So that way I don't leave anybody behind. Guys, I have 230 plus for C2 Durin and Nicole. Think it's possible. Is it? If you're lucky, I guess. Isn't pity, double pity is what? It's technically 180, right? I guess like, based on my luck, around 160 it looks like. So like 80 is kind of my luck range. So my luck is around 160. And give you a way out, Saber. I know you're a fake Nicole fan anyways. Let's go. There is a way out here. The way out if I skip Nicole, but then who do I save for, right? The only thing I would save for is C6 Anastasia. That's the only other option, right? But then if I go for C6 Anastasia, my guess is that that wouldn't work because they're gonna shill like characters alongside Anastasia. You can't just pull C6 Anastasia and be done with it. You have to like pull either the character before or after, right? They're gonna do the same shill mechanic. You gotta pull a whole team. That's how it's gonna work. Tsaritsa? Yes, Tsaritsa. Of course it's possible, very likely not happening. Girl, I go for the Archon? Archon? I mean, but then I don't have any of the other Archons. I feel like the pattern that the pattern would have failed a little bit here. But I wouldn't have pulled any of the other Archons. Maybe if I had from like the very beginning sort of like decided, hey, I'm only going to go for Archons and I only pull Archons, and then I pulled Venti, Zhongli, Raiden, you know, Mavic of Arena, and then I don't know if Columbina counts actually. Will you count Columbina as the Archon? Anyway, Columbina and then Tsaritsa. You pull like, I wonder if there's actually people who've done that. Are there people who have you met someone who's like only pulled one character per version? That's not a bad idea too. But I don't think people would have had enough to C6 every Archon. There's too many of them, right? Even right now, my guarantees, in an expected case, and I was using the, I don't know what website you guys use to calculate the expected number of like pulls for like you know, C6 or something. I think I saw one called like Hu Tao Bot or something, and I was using that, and based on that calculation, I would only expect maybe like 5 C6 with my current set of primos. A worst case scenario is 3. That means I will guarantee it's 3, at least 3 C6. But I think expected is only around 5. It's actually pretty costly. Save for upcoming character, Brushy in the hit game. Yes, impact. Ooh, Brushy sounds like it's a good character. Nicole gives you DPS no value. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, the Nicole hate is coming in chat. What is this? I mean, it is true that like she's not gonna give me much value on the account. That is true. That is a true fact. I was honestly hoping like when I pulled standard, like this new standard character I get is gonna make me more excited to play the game. That was kind of what I was hoping, a little bit, and that might stave me off pulling for a while. But also Diluc is kind of Diluc. I don't know. Diluc is just Diluc. I mean, yeah, he can't even kill. He can't even solo this guy. Oh well. Oh, he's only level 70, I guess. I'll cut him some slack. He doesn't like full talents, I guess, but. Brr. Oh, I guess if capturing various BS the calculation is a bit convoluted. Yeah. So that's why I was like trying to use a calculator instead, because I think some of them are already out there. It's probably easier to just use their expected values. I was trying to get a sense of like, let's say if we start pulling for Nicole, right? I think what would be fun for that one is like I have like a sort of a meter for like number of pulls. So if it's X number of pulls, I can tell how lucky I am, I guess. So like the 50th percentile is gonna be like the expected amount, and then if I get C6 within less number of pulls, and I think the number of pulls was, I think the expected number of pulls was somewhere around the was it on the 600 range or something? Don't entirely remember. I think it was like 680. Okay, so it was called. This is the one I was using. I'm gonna post it here. I don't know if you guys would agree with this one. I'm saying for your account, you don't have anyone to maximize her. This is true, yes. I don't know anyone to expect. Otherwise, I just expect to lose every 50-50. Yeah, exactly. So like part of me is also like from the previous from the last poll stream, right? What we've learned, or what I've learned, is don't have any expectations going in. If I had just expected to get Diluc, I probably would have been fine with it. But I did kind of hype myself up a bit too much and be like, yeah, we're gonna get Mona, and like set myself up for disappointment, right? So so next time we're gonna do the opposite. We're gonna assume the worst case scenario and then be pleasantly surprised. See, that's the strategy. Scam link, says Brushy. What is this? I guess you can do Diluc overloaded with Fischl, Nicole, Amber. Ooh, Diluc overload. Okay, we might be able to think of some interesting team comps here with Diluc. We might be able to. If anything, he's at least going to help us out in Imaginarium. You know? Just like being a character that I can use so that I can challenge a higher level of Imaginarium, right? So there's that. That's at least something I can do with him. So no matter what, he's gonna be like useful in that scenario. Now, I actually should check. Let me check Imaginarium after this. What the Actually, no, I have the website because I made my Imaginarium counter. Always expect the worst. Yeah, I have to look into that link. Yeah, I don't know if this is like super accurate, so you guys can let me know. But I was looking at, let's say I just set the number of pulls to like infinite, right? And then if I look at the chart, it's telling me that like C6 at around 50% is at around 643 pulls, it looks like. So the expected number of pulls I need to use is 643 for a Nicole, which is not too bad. I have like 4,000 plus pulls. The worst case scenario though is much higher than that. Worst case scenario is much higher than that. And so we can I'm thinking like we set like the 600 and 43 as sort of the midpoint. So if I pull at around 643, I'll consider that as average luck. If I manage to get C6 Nicole before that, or C6 whatever character before that, then I'll consider that to be lucky. And if it's after that, I'll consider that to be my luck is bad, I guess. And then we can... I think it also tells me, like, I can put in the number of wishes we eventually use, and it will tell me, like, what percentile it is. So that it will tell you exactly how lucky slash unlucky I was eventually. So I think that... I think we can use that. But yeah, you can go ahead and look at the link and let me know if you think it's reliable or not. It also looks like it also has stats for like C0 and stuff. C0 is a lot lower, it looks like, for 50%. Oh wow, actually the 50% rate is around 80. So 80 is actually pretty average luck, huh? You guys? The 50% run for a C0 is 80, it looks like. Yeah, it is actually 80. I don't know, I can't check the backend calculator, but I have no reason not to trust it. But the calculator is saying the average amount of pulls is like 80 to get like a... That's the 50th percentile of like when you might expect to get a character. So honestly, 80 is not that bad. Like I think I hit 82, right? The first time, and then 80 was like right on the mark the second time. So from a number of pulls perspective, actually it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that unlucky. Like I didn't have to go all the way to like 85 or anything. 80 sounds like it's about average, and it sounds like 75 to 80 is slightly earlier, and then anything earlier than 75 obviously is crazy lucky. Also, hopefully, like me getting Diluc will make me have better luck on my next spinners. But yeah, no, Rem, you're absolutely right that like Nicole is not gonna do much from my like account from a meta perspective, right? But she do be pretty. But it definitely kind of begs the point, like if I'm only pulling her because she's pretty, does it make sense for me to pull her at C6? Question mark. So that is an important question. I will have to think a little bit. I agree, she is very pretty. You can see a spike in the graph at like 75 pulls. Yeah, exactly. That's the spike that we're talking about. There's a spike starting at 75, but it isn't until 80 that the accumulated value of those spikes eventually pushes it up to the 50th percentile. So it sounds like 80 is actually pretty average. So I would say actually yesterday wasn't that bad. We had pretty average luck, aside from the fact that we got, you know, Diluc out of all the other characters. But it's also kind of average because, like, on one hand, if I got, you know, Jean, Tinari, or Yume, Mizuki, none of those, you know, would have been able to be Temperate Thyself eligible anyway. And out of the remaining 4, you know, there's like Mona, Kaching, Dea, Chichi, and then Diluc, right? So, I mean, altogether, like, it's just slightly unluckier, right? From the Diluc perspective, but like, it wasn't like, it wasn't that bad. Like, it wasn't like, it was the one character I wanted to avoid, but, you know, again, Genshin being Genshin, obviously we're gonna have Diluced. Obviously we're gonna get Diluced. Just pull C0 and be done with it? Nah, that's what I'm considering too. Like, if I pull C0 just because she's pretty, then... part of me is like... Part of me is like... Maybe it's like I go through the story quest and I see if I like her enough for me to pull her. And then maybe if I pull her at C0, then my target will sort of change. Maybe I get all the Hexen Circle at C0, and I sort of continue, quote unquote, not wishing for one. Until, like, you know, maybe Saritsa or something. So that's one way I can do it. But I do kind of want to get a sense of, like, I kind of want to collect a set kind of thing. I want to collect like a set of characters that kind of make sense together. Like, just pull. In my experience, I have not gone over 83 people. Nor have I seen anyone else go over it either. 83. Oh wow. Okay. Yeah, I think the rate does jump pretty significantly at like the 80 something pulls. But yeah, according to this calculator, it does. Let's say if I hit 90 pulls here, so 90 it will approach 80, 81, 82. Yeah, it looks like the highest increase is like at 80, and then after that it sort of tapers off. It looks like. So like 79, 80, and then after that it starts tapering off towards like the see, actually why does it not go to 100 here? What's going on? Oh, it doesn't go to 100 because this is assuming that you next is guaranteed. Let me take next is guaranteed. This is better. That was a bad chart. Sorry guys. You have to take I had to take next is guaranteed because if it's not guaranteed they included the 50-50 in the calculation. So if I take next is guaranteed, let's look at the 50% mark. Okay, so I was actually quite unlucky. The 50% mark is actually between 75 and 76. So 80 is pretty late. 80 is like around the 90% mark actually. So I was like 90th percentile in terms of number of pulls. Dang, that doesn't feel good. 90th percentile, and then 82 is 98th percentile. Dang. 90 is obviously guaranteed, that's what I'm saying, but 76 is the magic number. Yeah, so 76 sounds like the 76 sounds like the it's actually like 75.5. I think it's around the 50, but basically 75 is not quite 50, and then 76 is you overshoot 50% by quite a bit. Yeah, pull during C0 and then you can unbreak your account, but that's not the point. My point is not to unbreak my account. My account is not bricked. What's I have not 90 is obviously guaranteed. Yeah, 90 is guaranteed. So I think the calculator was calculating the 50-50 chat. So like the one at the 90 it wasn't guaranteed because it was assuming I didn't have a guarantee. But for standard banner there's no guarantee, so like I just turned that off and it calculated correctly now. Account bricks. I mean, since when has my account like been meta anyway? So like, I think it's a moot point. But the thing is that the account is not bricked as long as I have primo gems, right? The account is only bricked when you have 0 primo gems, and then you got all the characters that you don't need somehow, like that one of. But as long as there's primo gems, right? I don't think the account is bricked. I think the account has quite a lot of value actually. Yeah, Nicole definitely might be might not be the best choice from a meta perspective. If I do like her a lot, it does make sense to pull her at C0. I don't know if it makes sense to pull her at C6, given that if she's just there to be pretty, right? Can I rationalize putting her at C6 and triple crowning her and giving her like her weapon as well? Even, you know, I have to ask myself these questions. I'm going to spend the rest of the stream asking myself these questions over and over again and going over these scenarios. Bricks because you miss primos from endgame? No. Like I said, right, Brushy, like min-maxing the primos isn't my goal. Because I've missed a ton of primos already. Like I've missed like, you know, many like short resets. Like what 360 wishes from short reset. Yeah, it's fine. We're good. We're good from that perspective. If you try her at C0 and see what she's like and then decide, I guess I could wait for her trial run. I can just try her during her trial run. That's technically her at C0, right? So it would be cool if you know, Millie Astra comes out with a mode where you could just test characters with your teams and see if her trial run is enough. Yeah, it would be nicer if the trial run allowed you to use like your own characters and like set up your own builds. Maybe someone in Millie Astra is gonna be able to build that. With like test dummy and stuff. They overinflate them. Well, then we can like estimate how much they might overinflate and then like decrease the points a bit, you know. But yeah, it would be awesome if someone in Millie Astra was able to, because that's kind of like the real, like, you know, like when you try to get a new car, you want to actually test drive it first, you know, before like before you actually make a decision. I think a similar thing makes sense here. Like, I kind of want to test and see how she works. Otherwise, there's always like the sense of buyer's remorse and stuff. But if it wasn't inflated, what would you compare it against? Well, I think from a trial run perspective, like you really don't really get a sense of power very well, I will say. But you do get a sense of combat vibes. Yeah, exactly. It's more of the vibes. It's more of the combat vibes, and if the vibes sort of suit me, like that could bring me over the hump, I guess, in the sense of like, is she fun to play in combat, right? So maybe then she'll be worth pulling at some point. Just the vibes. From a power perspective, I think you do need the Melee Astra test damage, unfortunately. But again, not pulling for a meta perspective, right? So the power level is like not super important. It's mostly like I need to figure out like why am I pulling her, and based on that reason, what makes sense, how far I go. Bro, I had to do plan to pull Skirk, but I did her trial. Holy shit! I had to pull her. She's the only character that did that to me. I mean, her Skirk's animations were pretty cool. Like the I love her like voice line. Shizukani nemure, and then like, and it does this like she sort of rips open the void and like that is pretty cool. That is pretty cool. But you pulled her at C6, is that right, Rim? It's also that you could do normal or burst spaced out. It's so cool. Isn't normal like technically better? Like you could burst. I think you're supposed to burst at the start and then normal after that or something. I forgot how it's supposed to work, but oh, yours is C0R1. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah, so because my current sense was okay, I initially thought okay, like I'll pull all the Hex and Circle and C6 all the Hex and Circle, and there should be few enough Hex and Circle characters that I should be able to C6 all of them. But then they started teasing Barbalov and Octavia, and I'm like, wait a sec. There are all these random Hex and Circle characters that I don't know if I actually want. I was only thinking about Alice. C6 Alice. Let's go. And then Nicole came along and it was like, is she bait or is she like actually good? I mean, she do be pretty, but that's also like pretty can be power creep. Pretty is also power creepable. It's not just from a meta perspective. You can power creep pretty. What if Anastasia comes around and she becomes more pretty? Do I like throw away my old pretty toys and get a new pretty toy? There's also some level of that. My Shenhe is C6. Ah, okay. And most of my time bursts in Stygian because of short damage windows. Ah, gotcha. Yeah, the damage windows are definitely. I think that's why like the Mavica front-loaded damage thing was just, like, really important because of the short damage window at the start. Depends on Stygian versus Abyss. I think we can probably do away with Stygian. Like we can ignore Stygian for now because even if I have like cracked team or something, I'm not gonna bother too much with Stygian. I'm just gonna be lazy and get Primos and be done with it. So I think my main consideration is mostly Abyss, and I guess Imaginarium these days because Imaginarium is like, kind of not just need more characters now, but also need them to be good characters. So I'm kind of like, I need some breadth of characters, but also enough depth to be able to hard carry a floor, right? There needs to be enough breadth to get enough characters, and then enough depth, at least on one or two characters, to hard carry one of the floors. What? You don't want to embarrass yourself? Yeah, probably not, Roshi Kappa. Sounds like a bricked account to me. Oh, it's fine. That is fine. That is fine. If it's bricked to you, it's bricked to you. That is also fine. You are free to have that opinion. But yeah, that's mostly what I'm considering. Whether like C6 Nicole still makes sense from this perspective. Do I actually want all C6 Texan Circle as a set? If I pull Nicole, that's probably the idea. My account will just become... How do I put it? Oh, wait a sec. It's already 4 PM. Let me... I can actually... Wait, didn't I use a bunch of these mats actually? Looks like I used a bunch of these mats. Hold up. Thought I did use a bunch of these mats, but maybe I didn't. I didn't. I haven't used the transmuter this week. So let me use my transmuter actually. Transmuter has actually been giving me some of the weapon mats, so not bad at all actually. Okay, so just the 999 ones here. I have to get rid of this. Okay. Let's see how good Diluc's one is. That's not bad. His pyro application did apply on the ground. Alright. Ours. Oh, we actually got quite a lot of these ones as well. Okay. Let's put down a crystal fly trap as well. Let's get rid of these. Okay, and then we should be able to collect more stuff back down here. Blue. Diluc got 10k DPS in Billy Astron. Oh my gosh. Do you think they'll buff Diluc at some point? I wonder. Probably not. It's Copium at this point. It's kind of sad that their only 5-star skin web character is Diluc. It's very unfortunate. Lore wise it's possible because Nesnaya. Like because he has connections to Nesnaya and becomes relevant to the story, he gets some kind of buff. I do think it is possible at some point some of the older characters somehow get buffed Celestia wise, as we get to Celestia arc. Because I do feel like they would want to increase the floor a little bit, just so that older characters can see more play. Right? They don't have to be viable, they just have to be maybe 50%, no, 25% I guess, of the top team's value. I think that would be fair. I think that would be rather fair. Like, it takes 4 Dilucs. How many Dilucs does it take on a team to, like, mirror, like, you know, Flynn's damage in his... That's an interesting question, actually. They won't buff in since most players have lots of cons. Oh, okay, okay. So I think most players also have a lot of, like, 5-star standard cons. Yeah, I guess I also have his C1 con now, which is makes him do 15% more damage apparently. Not feeling the 15%. Like also 15% seems pretty low. New Baron not likely, so buff probably. They buffed Hexerai? I definitely feel like Hexerai is not so much of like a... It does feel a bit like Hexerai is just like another gimmick, kind of. Maybe it's the way they're gonna introduce older buffs to older characters. So like every region's gonna have their quote-unquote Hexerai, right? I think they've teased a lot of Liyue region that are gonna get some buffs for like the Adepti related characters. So that could be something in the future. Like more berries. More berries. It definitely feels... Because there's no point chasing the meta at this point, there's just no point, right? They're just gonna chill more, and I'm just gonna be forced to pull for... There's just no point pulling the meta anymore. Like, we know the state that Genshin is going. You're just gonna have to pull 1 to 2 characters every 1 to 2 patches. And I don't think that's what I want to do. So, my Xiao waiting for the Adept type buff, please. Yes, Adept type buff to Xiao. It would be nice to be able to use your old characters again, right? Maybe they give out some free characters. I do actually think they will probably buff Standard Banner at some point, right? I don't think Standard Banner has really been changed much beyond the Mizuki being added. I think we were supposed to get a new standard character this year, but not yet. So I definitely want to at least wait until a new standard character comes out before I have to pull again on standard. Which, if I don't pull, right? So this this also ties to the fact on whether I'm gonna buy the 5 Acquaint Fates, right, from the shop. If I don't pull for Nicole, then I think it makes a lot of sense to buy those 5 from the shop because it means I will have to pull again on standard banner. To get another, to get another. Please no, but not. They're gonna troll me with another Diluc or something on the 4th tempered cycle. Because the other thing, I think, Brushy, you may not have seen this, but the live stream also announced that so for the tempered thyself, right now, there aren't any extra rewards after you claim, but they just announced that for the next patch, for the next tempered thyself cycle, after you claim this one, you can, if you continue to complete weeks 9, 10, 11, and 12, you will actually get primo gems. Okay, you actually get primo gems for temper thyself as long as you've claimed the Stellar Fortuna already and are making more and more of those things. Those were leaks. Oh, those were leaked before. Yeah, okay. So you, maybe you already know then, but I don't follow the league super religiously. So, but they announced it during the live stream, so it's confirmed now. So every player who does weeklies gets the primos, no problem. Yeah, exactly. But I do have to be. I think I do have to actually claim the Stellar Fortuna. So I need to make sure I have someone to claim the Stellar Fortuna for. I was talking about Lohan being standard being. Oh, sorry. Sorry, I wasn't following. I don't know about you, but I like when the team is complete, like Mapikas, for example. Gotcha. Skirk 4 star is still sus. Why would they buff standard? They made Lohan good, then changed it from standard to limited. I mean, not really buff standard, but more like adding like another standard character to the lineup, right? In that way, like giving me an extra chance of not pulling Diluc. You know, there's just a bit higher chance that I won't pull Diluc again. You know, just give me a little bit. Buff in that way, not in terms of like, you know, meaningful like buffs to the banner. Just in terms of like just adding a character, so I might not pull Diluc again. Please. Not changing my mind that he was intended to be standard. Yeah, I don't know. I wonder how it actually goes on in MiHoYo's HQ. Like, do they like try to like? Maybe it's like a strategy, like you know, they're trying to find out who the leakers are, so they leak false like random information to different parts of the org, right? And then see like who catches on, and if some of the information comes from this part, like if this person posts like this information that they were standard, then oh okay, it comes from this part of the organization. So they're trying to narrow down the leakers based on like what information they spread to different parts of the organization. That would be actually interesting. An interesting way to catch like a leaker within the company. Like you tell everyone like, you know, only certain departments a specific thing, and then if that specific thing gets leaked, you know, like okay, it's coming from this department, and then you start to narrow down the suspects. But they realize people are going to wait till selector. Oh, okay. But does that mean they're gonna? But they can't announce that he later becomes standard, right? So they're gonna have to come up with another standard character, because I think they promised the standard character every patch. Sorry, not every version, sorry. So they made him limited so they can make money off of him. In my opinion, he fits standard banner perfectly. For all we know, Mizuki could have been limited very early in the meeting room, things like that, we'll never know. Yeah, it's hard to tell. That's a Death Note strategy. That's how L found where light was. Yeah, exactly. It's like you're narrowing down the trace by like, okay, it could only be like here and here in this department or this department, and then eventually you'll be able to catch all the leakers. So the Lohan being standard could have been that, or maybe they really did change their mind or something. But it's also possible that, you know, maybe the employees, they're just not really told the truth sometimes, or they're not like aware of like they can work on the characters and stuff and their abilities, and they can those stuff like generally, you know, you can't fake too much, right? But when it comes to like whether or not they'll be on the banner, with this banner versus this banner, like those are the stuff that the higher up to the company can technically hide a little bit, because it's not something that has to be decided very early on, right? Um, it's something that they can just decide pretty much the day before the live stream, like, oh, by the way, yep, we decided to go with this. Because these kind of things are not like a significant change to like the actual code or the game, so it's just like a bit of a tweaking the options, that's all. I feel like his kit is pretty bad for a limited character, especially with Send Drone coming right out after, just basically doing the same thing. I haven't seen the Send Drone leaks. I probably won't bother looking because I wouldn't be interested in her regardless. But it sounds like she's gonna be SNES Naya meta or something, right? What does Lohan do and what team is he meant to be in? I don't actually know this. I know they announced it during our live stream, but I wasn't paying much attention, to be honest. Because it was Lohan and I knew I was not gonna pull Lohan anyway. Um, I do I I think he's a cryo DPS, it looks like. Cryo polearm DPS. Come on. Heal yourself, man. Oh, actually, this is a really hard fight for this team. This team doesn't really do much damage here. I might just have to run. Okay, let me just run. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Okay, I didn't get trapped. The cryo driver is these strong off-field damage dealers that in return buffs his damage. Ooh. Yeah, he does seem to be a cryo DPS, but beyond that, I'm not sure exactly what teams he's supposed to be in. I don't think is he. I'm not sure if he's Hexerite either. So other off-fielder buff him. We can watch the live stream actually. We can go back to this one. Lohan. Now with the leaks about Sandro and now with Nicole's kit, I'm predicting the new gimmick to be driver meta. Here we are. Okay. I'm gonna do the English one so that you guys can actually understand the kit here. But let me get the audio working first. Let me know if you guys can hear it. He has a mechanic that he does more damage, the off-field damage do more than him. Oh yeah, he does something like that. Yeah, there's some like competitive thing that he has. I think they call it like a competitive spirit or something. Here he is. Okay, wait, here he is. The Japanese live stream also got the Loan VA to do the live stream. Let me mute this audio here. I also like how when Nicole speaks, her mouth doesn't move in the chibi version either. Hearing Lumine is so weird. Do bean content. He's very cool though, like his design. You see, like he has this little dagger or something. Gives me a bit of a 5-star Rosaria vibes. So see his ability Will to Win. After using his elemental skill, Lowen enters a special state in which he accumulates Will to Win. When other party members deal high damage, Will to Win increases the damage dealt with his special elemental skill and elemental burst. So you do a lot of damage with another character and then switch into Lowen. So Nicole buffing the holding Lowen being a driver and Central need to do the same thing but for Stellar. I'm thinking we're leaning into a driver meta. See, this is the interesting one. After cutting the items, though, his level will be increased by 1 for a period of time. So his elemental skill went to level 11, right? But the effect lasts even longer if any of his teammates' talents, any of his teammates is not lower in level than his elemental skill. So if you have like, triple crown, something else here, it will last longer. The level up will increase, will stay for longer. It is kind of weird though. I don't quite understand it because it means like you can't fully upgrade his elemental skill or something. Like, or I guess you don't have to get the extra buff. I don't know. It is kind of weird. It's kind of weird. You have to make sure his off-readers have higher talents in each category. I think it's just the elemental skill. It looks like. I'm not sure. I didn't see the Lohan leaks enough to know exactly, but I think it looks like it was just his elemental skill that leveled up and got that buff. At least from this view. And then Mavica is releasing as well, so it does sound like he's gonna be a good team with Mavica somehow. But question mark. It makes sense because he only increases his skill. Yeah, apparently Mavica is coming out in the second phase banner. Okay, but let's take some time to see how beautiful Nicole is, guys. Look at this. Whoever sees Mavica instead of Nicole, she's so beautiful. I mean, Mavica is cool, but I don't really like her motorbike. I just felt, but ever since like the motorbike thing, like I have definitely not been a fan of it. Maybe that's just me, but I've always felt the motorbike to be very out of place in Genshin. Also, what in the? But maybe that's just me. But that was the main reason why I wasn't that fond of um Mavica when she came out. I'm amazed. But yeah, C6 Mavica is pretty strong for sure. We literally use C6 Mavica to brute force the crab guy. So crab star, I guess. But I don't deny her value. Part of me is like, I definitely would need though, to see Saritsa's design before I decide. The design to me is still very important. So if they give me a Saritsa that I don't know, if there's like a weird part of the design that I don't quite like, that might also put me off that. So it's not confirmed from that perspective. I do, no matter what character it is, I do have to like take a look at what they're like. I haven't used her to brute force, did it? I don't have the show for. She did 80 million damage during Knuckle Knuckle fight. I cleared it 115. That is true brute forcing the Knuckle Knuckle fight, I see. That's how insane his shield was. That is kind of. Is 119 like 1 second off? The time limit? Why is there so much damage? Dang. And C6 Bobika is like the strongest character in the game right now, right? Pretty much. Well, maybe not anymore with the Lunar Shield if you have premium Lunar team, but premium Lunar is a bit costly as well. I think the one character in Natlan that I really liked a lot was Sitlali, actually. But again, if I had pulled for Sitlali, it would have been kind of useless for me. At that time, I didn't have Gaming either, and obviously not having Mavika. Nefer is the strongest. Not Flynn's, really, Brushy. Is Nefer really the strongest? Not Flynn's. I definitely have felt like I've definitely liked Flynn's rotations better, no matter what. Flynn's isn't Sag. I do feel like Nefer is slightly clunkier to play. I don't know. Maybe it's just me and unable to do the dash cancel properly. But I definitely felt like she was a bit clunkier to play than Flint seems a lot more straightforward. You'll be surprised. I love my boy Flint's. Yeah, Flint's gameplay is very smooth. Like, have no issues. I don't even know his abilities, but once you can pick up the press E first and then Q, then everything seems to like tie together. I think Nefer definitely does have a bit of like hold attack, right click. You gotta learn some cancels. I don't know what she is in the premium though. Like, I'm guessing it's like Llama, Nefer, Columbina. I don't know, and then what I know or something. I don't know who the last character is though in there. Linnea? Nope. I don't think that works. Maybe just some other random Hydro. Maybe like Xingqiu or something, or Yelan can work. For Nefer Premium, I mean. The only Lunar I went for. Blintz kind of works with Aino and so. If Hexarai wasn't introduced in Outcry, I wouldn't have pulled much. Yeah, I don't know about Nefer's premium team. Basically, after the Colomina, I would have been down pulling. I would have been done pulling. Colomina was definitely the necessity for a Lunar team there. She kind of needed any of the Lunar teams, and it's kind of the only one that can really fulfill that slot well. Because I know it's not going to cut it. Check DSC, WSD, I think that was his name. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. He has that Get close this one. Oh yeah, and then there's new artifact sets for Nicole as well. Yeah, no, the artifact set is literally so Nicole coded. It's literally like just her her design slapped onto random artifact pieces. Let me see if he has a Nefer post. I tested 16 teams. Yeah, he uses Aino. It looks like he actually does use Aino. Nefer Lama. Oh, he actually uses Nilu Aino. So not Columbina. It's Nilu Aino on his team. Interesting. So I'm guessing the premium would be Nilu Nilu Columbina. I think that makes sense. He has a C6 showcase. Yeah, his C6 showcase is showing like a Llama Nilu Aino. Right now. That's what it looks like. It's different at C6? Yeah, I guess whales are different at C6. You know, it probably makes sense for me to have a C6 team, right guys? Since I can probably get one. A full C6 team. Pretend that I'm a DHC WSP in like at some point. And pretend that I'm a whale even though I'm not. For standard players, it would be Llama, Nefer, Colomino, and Nilo Rhino C6 for Sucrose. Salvage all these ones. At least I'll have a lot of artifact EXP when I eventually form artifacts for folks. Let's see, we got this, and then we'll go here next. Definitely not Nilu unless C2 Nilu. Oh, okay, okay. I guess he probably has C6 Nilu or something. Let's see. If you had to pick 4 C6 characters from my account, which 4 would it be? And you can include any future character that might or might not exist. 4 C6 characters. I feel like 4 C6 characters is achievable here. Because my expected number is 5. Worst case scenario is 3. So 4 I feel like it's reasonable. 4 C6 R1 characters. If you could only have 4 C6 R1 characters for any you know, any future characters that are upcoming, who would it be? Would it make sense to pull the 4 shades? Why does it have to be C6? Just pull C0 because I'm trying to pretend to be DHC WSP here. I'm just in this hypothetical environment. I'm just trying to pretend I'm DHC WSP. In this hypothetical environment, just pull C0. There's a bit of a leveling fatigue as well. But like, I don't know. I have the means to have a team of 4 C6 characters. It might break my account, but who cares? I have 4 C6 characters in a team, and that a lot of people don't have, right? You want to be special so bad? I am special. What do you mean? I don't have to want to be special. I'm already special. Point me to an account of 653,000 Primo Gems, and then maybe you have a point there, but I don't have to want to be special. I'm already special. I'm a special unicorn. That's why I'm able to do special things. And I'm able to demand special things. C2, I guess maybe C2 is also pretty good. Either like not pulling or C6. I'm just saying like the hypothetical C6. So we're testing hypotheticals here, right? We're trying to decide what to do with Primo Gems. So we're testing a couple of hypotheticals here. One of the hypotheticals is maybe I get 4 C6 characters. This is one of the hypotheticals, right? And if we have some good ideas for how these 4 C6 characters, ooh, it's interesting that Yanfei can shoot these things out of the sky. Actually, that's pretty nice. Jan. What is there a character called Jan? Wait. You're feeding into your little. It's a thought experiment, right? It's a thought experiment. Let's say, right? Because the thought experiment will help. Let's say if I did this, would it be. What would be the best way to do it? And if the best way to do it doesn't work, then maybe that's not the way to do it. You know what I mean? So like this is how we go through our decision making. We have thought experiments, and if the best case scenario for this thought experiment is pretty bad, then and I don't like it, then it sounds like I probably won't go with it. You know what I mean? If I were you, I would wait for the next reason. Snitch Naya. I mean, it's coming soon. It's coming really soon, actually. So, that's not a bad advice. It's like strongest false up for Nefer is Sucrose and then Nahida. I know. Interesting. Just for the EM bonus, I guess. Maybe they make like a character that's Dendro or Hydro that also gives EM bonus. Then, if Nilu C2, then she's the strongest for C0 Nefer. And pull the Archon, whoever you like that. And whoever you like that works best for her. So like, what you're saying is, you would all in on this Naya meta, essentially, right? That's one scenario. Not that you would, sorry. I putting it a different way. One of the options is to all in on this Naya meta. So essentially, like the 4 characters that's gonna come out is, I can pick 4 characters that are coming out of Cisnaya. The Tsaritsa, the Archon, probably 3 of the Harbingers that work well with her, something like that. If I were you at this point in time and I can only have 4 C6, then that's what I do. Okay. So for you, it would be like this Naya meta is probably what you'll go for. Okay. Okay. That is one option. One option is going for such Naya meta. For the 466. Since it's the most modern meta, you will get the most value, okay. Okay. I mean, that's fair. That is a fair assumption. So assuming that they will probably have like a premium team, right? C6 Anastasia will probably have a premium team. So I just have to like probably follow some leaks and like try to figure out what the premium team will be in the future and then go for those characters. So we'll probably have to like start looking at leaks and start like actually planning out which are going to be the 4 characters. Is Sandrone going to be part of that? Maybe not. Maybe she is. I don't know. But that's okay because we don't have to get it at the start either. Like we could get the Archon first, and then once people have sort of sorted out the meta, and then pull for the premium. So that's also possible. We don't have to get the character at the start. We could get it on reruns. It's probably the safest way to get it. I would say because the meta probably will shift a little bit, or people will figure out the meta a little bit after the Archon itself gets released. So maybe it's like hold until Archon release, pull Archon, look at the meta, wait for it to evolve, figure out which are the units that are its premium at C6, and then go for the C6. Okay, that's fair. That is a strategy. Pull also is Naya. It's most enjoyable in front of the proper character counter against bosses. That is true. Like getting through endgame, the most frustrating part about endgame right now is the fact that like you don't have the shill bosses, right? You don't have the shill for the bosses. Yeah. So in that scenario, okay, so let me show you what happens in this scenario. Everything slots nicely. She will most likely work with most DPS, so you have to find main DPS you like that she works with. What happens in this scenario is that I play out Snesnaya meta, C6, and then probably by the end of Snesnaya I will quit Genshin and move on to a different game. This is what will that's what will probably happen. Maybe I stay around with the game for maybe like another patch. Maybe like another year or so. Maybe the Snesnaya meta is still gonna C6 Snesnaya meta can still clear a lot of things in the next year. But I'll probably quit Genshin after this, maybe 2 years after Snesnaya meta. Lol, so extreme. No, I mean I'm just saying this is like probably gonna end up this way, right? Because like I will run out of Primo Gems, so I won't be able to like keep pulling anymore. You know what I mean? Like I won't be able to get like the best, like a lot of the characters anymore. And I probably wouldn't be super invested anyway, because there's no more like, how do I say, there's no like greater goal anymore. There's no like greater motivation anymore, right? There's no other like C6 character I'm gonna be able to get. So this is what will play out if I got C6 of all of the Snesnaya characters in the meta. So I'm just painting the scenario. I'm just trying to paint the scenario. I'm not saying I'm going to do that, but I'm going to paint the scenario. This is a very likely scenario that will happen. Um, because we know the show is going to keep going, right? Like it's not going to stop just because this night is the last region of the Archons or anything. Like this show's going to keep going. Like at some point, like they're going. And I'm someone who thinks long term, and I think about what when I make decisions. I think about what happens 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years in the future, right? In this case, I only have to think maybe 1 or 2 years in the future, so it's not too bad. But the idea is that society meta will get stale in about maybe 2 years. Mavic, like for example, the Mavica meta right now is still can still clear stuff. So I would give it like maybe like 2 years, right, for it to completely fall out of favor. I don't know when the Mavica C6 Mavica meta will completely fall out. Will still time will still tell. Time is still going to be able to tell for that. But I think we can safely say like the C6 arena meta has probably passed, right? In like 2 3 years. So I think we can comfortably say like it's around 2 to 3 year like time limit for a C6 character. Don't think so long term that you don't enjoy the present. But that's the thing. That's the thing. The thing is that I don't need a C6 character to enjoy the present. Does that make sense? Yeah. I don't need a C6 character to enjoy the present. I'm enjoying playing the game even without any of the C6 characters. So, like you don't have to think so much about the short term. And also, like to me, like short term happiness is not meaningful to me. It's not meaningful to me at all. Like short term, oh this is cool, I can hit big damage number. That's not meaningful to me at all. I part of me does want to keep playing the game, so that's why I think like, and I'm still thinking through it. That's why this whole stream is about me thinking through it. So I haven't decided anything yet, right? I'm still thinking through it. C0 Mavica already falling off Stygian is higher. One of the people I follow had to C2 her to clear, and they're really good. Also does comes down to artifact quality. Okay. Good thing is I don't really care too much about Stygian, right? So maybe like from a Abyss perspective, it might last a bit longer from that perspective. Chasing long-term happiness isn't meaningful either. Maybe to you. To me, long-term happiness I think is important. So maybe to you, I'm not sure what you mean by that, but when you say long-term happiness isn't meaningful, I think long-term happiness is probably a lot a lot of everyone's goals in life, right? Having like a sense of long-term joy in playing the game, I think is kind of key to keep playing the game and to like enjoy playing the game in general. So it's not, if you don't care about Stygian, then C6 whoever, there's a balance. Okay, so we go back. So let me just show you. If you don't care about Stygian, then pull whoever C6. Okay, so now things have changed. So now you guys have changed your tune. Let's go back to the scenario. So go back to the scenarios again. But the thing is that now you're saying pull whoever C6. I'm still trying to go through the scenarios of who I'm trying to pull C6, right? So let's go back. Let's go all the way back. Like this decision is difficult. It's not something that I'm just gonna like take lightly, right? So let's go back to the start. Well, before I was thinking about account value, most of the show is Stygian. Okay, let's reset then. Let's reset. Sorry, maybe there was a misunderstanding, but I know you guys are thinking about Stygian, but let's go back to. Let's focus on like IT and Abyss. I think I have to include IT now because IT is like getting harder and it's kind of getting a chore. Let's focus on the end games that gives you like actually primos, and like that's good enough. Let's focus on the primo generating end games for now, just to keep things simpler. Not that I have to chase the primos or anything, but just to keep things simpler, and like it's because it feels to me like those two still feel like chores that I have to do. Stygian doesn't really feel too much like a chore that I have to do. So if you choose to ignore an endgame, of course that changes things. Okay, yeah, sure, it changes things. Sure, let's start from scratch. Let's start from the scratch that it changes things. There's no endgame, then C6 doesn't matter because your character will beat anything. That's also not true though, Ram. Like I don't think C6 Diluc is gonna beat everything, right? So let's let's break this down a little bit more here. Okay, let's break this down. Break this down a little bit more. Well, IT needs Hans character, so you already know the answer. Just pull C0. Okay, hold up. Now we go to the scenario where I pull C0. Let's go to the scenario where I pull C0. Even the Shield Abyss is easy to C6. We're talking about C6 limited 5-star, not standard. Guys, I've never pulled a limited 5-star before. I don't know how strong limited 5-stars are. Alright? I know it might be really simple to you guys. It might be very this decision might be very simple to you guys. It's not simple to me. Okay? it's not simple to me. It's not a simple decision to me. And you said just pull C0, okay? But that's also not quite the answer, because I'm trying to plan out who I'm pulling for, not just the strategy of how to pull. Do you know what makes sense? So there's like a few things. Also, hi Anime Loves Me, so appreciate you being here. Thanks for the first time chat. Hope you're enjoying your Sunday. Not standard. You use them in IT. I definitely do want to test Imaginarium a little bit. Right now with the current cast. Actually that reminds me. Let me check Imaginarium right now actually, because I'm wondering whether I have enough pyro. Actually, probably not. Yeah, I only have like one extra pyro, I think, and then still not enough to hit Visionary this cycle. Let me just quickly confirm this. I did get Yanfei and Diluc, if I'm not mistaken. So we do performance prep. I still only have 20. So I get 21 if I hit Yanfei, and I don't think Mika counts, if I'm not mistaken. So I should be okay this cycle. I need to look at the rules, sorry. Where's the rules? These are the rules. Yeah, Mika's not in there, I don't think. Wait, where's the special guest? I got a special guest. I don't have any special guests. That's fine. Okay, so nothing to worry about the current IT, I guess. The same answer is, if you don't care about endgame, then just C6 who you want. Okay, hold up. I need to figure out who I want though. That's still important. It's still important. How are you? I can't wait. Lohan, let's go. Huh? What? Why? He's stressing, Lamau? No. I'm not stressing. We're not stressing. I have a lot of time to decide. We're just having a stream where we communally decide for Saber and decide who he wants to pull for. That's all. We're trying to talk through things and trying to talk through things in my head and trying to figure out who to pull for. That's all. I might C6 Lohan. Oh, nice. Maybe, or C3 R1. Oh, Lohan. Who's this we? No, me. I'm saying me, not we. Get Nicole C6 Lobao. Rashi and I are on the same page. Yeah, you guys are on the same, because you guys generally pull from like you guys generally like have like, okay, like for you guys, right? For you guys, C6 this character is, I either pull C6 or I pull C0. It's like, it seems simple to you guys, but okay, here's the thing. If I pull C6, I still have to decide who I'm pulling for C6. Like, that's something I have not decided. So you can't just say like, oh, just pull for C6 for whoever you want. I have not decided who I want. Does that make sense? I've not decided who I want. Okay, next thing is, oh, I think for IT, then just C0 everything. C0 everything? Am I gonna C0 every character that comes from here on out? Question mark? We don't know who's coming other than Nicole. Why are you discussing with us who you want? Wait, what do you mean? What? What do you mean? That's the whole point. The whole point of this stream is to decide who I want. That's the whole point. The whole point. That's what I'm saying. I'm going to talk about my future pull plans. That's literally what I said at the start of the stream. I'm going to discuss my future pull plans. My future pull plans doesn't only account for what constellation I pull. It also counts for who I pull. Right? Does your pull plan not account for which character you're pulling in the future? I fail to see how a pull plan doesn't account for like which character you like. You know, like that's part of it. That's part of it. Maybe your point is to say that you guys can't say anything about who I like. That's fine, but I can tell you who I like, right? I can tell you who I like, and then we can go from there, right? So there's a lot of there are ways to go about this discussion without necessarily imposing people's opinions or preferences around here. So there's a thing about there's definitely a thing about, hey, do I want a C6 character or do I want a C0 character, right? So if you're saying IT, we just want a C0 character, and we're not talking about Stygian anymore because I don't care about Stygian that much because you don't get primos for like the higher tiers. Do you plan to backpull anyone? Yeah, see? Great question, Brushy. This is actually an excellent question. Do I plan to backpull anyone? Should I? So some of the characters that I missed before that I actually really like, right, are Chiori, right? Chiori, um, who else is there? There's probably Furina. Probably Furina. I do kind of like Furina, right? I really like Chiori. I do like Furina. Um, I'm not sure about the maybe any of the others. Maybe if you mention them, it might come to mind. Maybe I have to pull up a character list, guys. Let's pull up a character list. It's easier this way. It's probably easier this way. Having a whole conversation with yourself. Prune is there. I might skipping her. Prune probably. I think Prune you might automatically get even if you just pull for either. Although Prune is only on the first banner. I think they did say that. Also, only if you pull like Nicole or the other one on that banner, you would get Prune. If I'm not mistaken. She's my pick for C6. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, Sitlali. Yeah, I'd like to get Sitlali actually. I would like to backpull Sitlali a bit if I were like okay. So we need to make a list of our favorite characters, right? So like whether it's C0 or C6, let's just ignore the constellation level first, right? Let's count the number of characters I might like, right? And we can sort of decide here. So Sitlali probably one that I might backpull for. And honestly, is it true that Chronicle Wish is probably stronger to backpull for? Like waiting for Chronicle Wish? I don't entirely know. But anyway, Sitlali is one of them. Let's see. Skirk is debatable, I would say. Skirk is debatable. She has really cool combat animations, but there is a part of her design I don't quite like. Maybe the fact that she doesn't have actual hands and legs. By the way, I have 101 characters that I own. Very nice, very nice. I only have... Actually, how many do I have now? Now that I pulled. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Times 5 minus 139. It's pretty good. I got 39 characters now. Dang. Are you planning to form teams that are generally meant to be formed? This is a good question as well, Brushy. I would say like probably that would be cool, but maybe not like necessary in the sense that I don't want to be forced to pull for characters I don't like just because they're in the same team together. For example, like Escoffier and Skirk, right? I like Skirk. If I like Skirk, I pull for Skirk, but I don't necessarily want to pull for Escoffier. Unless for some reason that I'm like, maybe at some point in the future, I'm like, come on, I just gotta pull for Escoffier, I guess, because it's like, you know. So we can get there, maybe we can get there as like a second tier. So like, let's count the number of characters like I like first, and then maybe like second tier is like maybe we limit it to like a duo, like maybe not the whole team. Maybe we do a strong duo. So what is the strong supporting character that supports that other character? Because I do feel like Genshin does tend to like tie characters together, right? So like one character and then a strong duo. I should actually start a list so that it's easier for me to track these track these picks, right? At the end of the day. Make it easy for you. Pull Escobar, you pull Skirk and save yourself the time and trouble. Okay, so that's one. That's one, right? So also why is she still Escobar in your books, Rashmi? Character archive, right? Character. So here's one. So like characters I like, and then we have one section for the character support that goes with them. So maybe we can start making a list here. So the first one, maybe we say like, let's say if I like Skirk. I don't know if that's entirely true, but let's say if I like Skirk, then it would be Escoffier, right? But let's say if I like Chiori. Does Chiori have like a support character-ish? Question mark? I'm not sure actually. I'll put a question mark there, and unless you guys have ideas. But Chiori, I think Chiori was definitely one of the characters I liked a lot. Sitlali, let me put her. Sitlali, probably the pair would be Mavika, I guess. So maybe it's like if I like Sitlali, she will only look really nice with Mavika. So maybe I put C0 Mavika to make sure I can use her at least as a duo at some point. And Nicole, oh, is Chiori good with Nicole? Is that right? Yeah. I love Chiori, man. I wish I could C6 her. I want to use her as a main DPS. Yeah, Chiori is really cool. Look at her design. Look at her design. Just look at her. so perfect. From what I see, Nicole's gonna be her new best in slot. Okay, okay. Maybe that one is like a TBD because we technically Nicole isn't released yet, right? Um, Durin and Nicole. Oh, but if we had to pick one, though, Rem, if we had to pick one, I kind of don't want to extend this to too many supports because otherwise it's like this will get complicated very fast, very fast. But maybe if we pick one, we put the other one on tier 3, I guess. Durin is pretty strong though. I think he's strong as an off-fielder, damage dealer, more or less. That sounds like a wheelchair, yeah. I want C6 Hu Tao, but C4 is okay for now. Okay, okay. Hu Tao is legit. Hu Tao is worth. She do be pretty cute as well. Maybe she'll get a model update too. Maybe not as bad as Diluc, but Hu Tao is definitely one of the OG OG best girl characters. Something you should consider, Durin isn't a support. He is. He's like an off-field damage dealer, I guess. So maybe not a support, but like kind of just like an off-field increase damage with some shred, yeah. So like basically like another damager, I guess. If you just want to add damage to the team, just put him on the team, you know. So maybe Nicole is a support there, not so much the Durin. Durin is maybe nice to have generally for like I think he can actually slot into a lot of teams. Shred is a support, I guess. There are elements. There are elements, but maybe I don't think too hard about whether it's like they're a support or a DPS. I think maybe we generalize it a bit. We don't call it a support. We call it like a just a character that works well. Like for example, if I like Silali, I'm counting Malvika as the pair, right? Malvika is not the support in this relationship, but I will count Malvika as the quote unquote pair with Silali because the one I like is Silali, but I need Malvika in the team to make Silali feel good. You know what I mean? So the character I like doesn't have to be the main DPS; they just have to be on the team. And so we can generalize this a little bit. We don't have to say like it has to be strictly a support or strictly a DPS. As long as they work well together, whether one is support, one's a DPS, or maybe both are DPS or both are support, that's also fine. But as long as they work well together, then we'll consider that like a nice duo to have. Is this your alt account? No, this is not my alt account. This is actually my main account. Apparently, according to Rem, it's a very bricked account, so do with that what you will. Any character that doesn't something but deal damage is support. I definitely think the support definitions are kind of weird in Genshin. It's just I feel like people have been using support. Like people like to use the word support because it comes from like other games where support actually makes more sense. I don't think like the word support makes a lot of sense from a Genshin context scenario. It's just more like whether it has synergy with the character. I think it's a better way to see it. I classify anyone with V-buffs or D-buffs as support, anyone who heals or shields as a sustain. I classify things differently. Just one of the characters always have their own damage even if they're supports. Nicole's modern, she ain't doing much damage. Wait, let's focus guys, let's focus. So we got Skirk with a Scorpion, we got Shiori with Nicole question mark. I'm not entirely sure about this, but we'll see when Nicole comes out, okay? We have Silali with Mavika. Let's look for other characters that I really like. Columbina. Do I like you? Do I like you, Columbina? Do I like you, Columbina? Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe not. Durin is Durin is an off-field damage. Does Hoyo actually use the word support as well? I think you might be right. I think they do use the word support at times. Durin is an off-field damage restaurant in this kit, not support. Even healers do damage. Look at Linnea and Escobar. It's not Escobar again. Escoffier. But yeah, healers can do pretty good damage. Yep. Yao Yao is a healer. She does a lot of my damage. Let's see. Which other 5 stars do I like? Okay, Furina. So I like Furina. Who's gonna pair with Furina, guys? Does she even need a pair? If she doesn't need a pair, that's also better. Like if there's no like actual pair I need to pair with her, she can exist on her own. That's fine. Does Furina need a pair? I'll put there as a question mark for now. So let's put Furina here, and then give her a question mark on the pair synergy pair here. Who else is in there? Yelan. I used to be a Yao Yao main with Nilu. Yao Yao is pretty good. Yao Yao is she's one of the best healers and stuff. She's very cute. DPS Yao Yao. I mean, I have Yao Yao. Yao Yao is very cute. Look at her. You know the nice part is that she even has a little Yuegui. Look at this new Yuegui she has at the back. Look at this little hat. And it even has like a little, what is this? Like he's eating a piece of grass. Look at this. It's so cute. Tossing radishes for healing is fun. Yes, yes. Yao Yao is very cute. That's why we like her. Okay, so where were we at? We were at Furina. And then let's see. Ayaka might be a pass. Ayaka might be a pass here. She's close, but you know, she might be a pass. I don't know how I feel too much about her. The rest of them, I mean, I think that's it really. Those are the characters I really like the most. Nilo would be nice, but she has horns, guys. She has horns. Probably would have picked Nilo unless she has horns. The other last one is like maybe Raiden Shogun. Maybe Raiden Shogun is the only last one that I could maybe consider here. But I don't think she has a good pair either, so pulling Ayaka in 2026 is not. She's clunky, very clunky. Yeah, for sure. That's why I never pulled her. Yeah, I think the only other one that I probably would be considering back pulling would probably be Raiden Shogun. So let me put Raiden Shogun in here. And I'm not entirely sold on Skirk either. That was just like a hypothetical. There's something about her. I like her designs are nice and stuff, but there's something about, I don't know whether it's her dress or it's something to do with the with her design. I think I don't quite like. But her animations and combat animations are peak, so that one I really like a lot. Like her sword and her like. I support you with Raiden. But the Sock and Saddle, I could have put with Raiden and Shiori. I think they have some of the best human designs. Nice. I mean, Llama is cool as well, but I'm not that into her. Never is kind of pretty cool, I guess, but also not that into her. Chaska is pretty cool too, but also not my type. Ren is pretty cool, I guess. Arlecchino, I think, is probably the one that got away, I think. Arlecchino was the one that I thought I was going to like a lot, and then when her design came out, I realized I don't actually like her design at all. Arlecchino was a disaster for me. I was like so close to like, I was like, Harlequin was gonna be so good. I could have pulled for her, and like, she came out and her design is like, I don't like the gray. Bro has a type. Yeah, I do have a type. They're my type. Like Nefer. Yeah, I'm with you too, bro. I don't like her design much either. So the only other one I like is Charuz. I really love Charuz design actually. Like Charuz is like top-notch design, but I don't have to pull for her. I think I might hopefully be able to automatically get her pulling for other people. So we'll hold on her. I know friends who really like Navia, although I personally don't like her that much. But I can see why people like her a lot. Like she has a very like specific type. Basically Taylor Swift or something, I don't know. We saw Arla design ages ago. Yeah, that's what I mean, Brushy. Like way back then, before like we got Arlecchino's design. I thought she was, and also no, we didn't. I think we only saw it sometime in Fontaine, right? Like we didn't. There was like the trailer, but the trailer didn't have her in her full outfit. Like this is specifically her outfit that I don't like. So that's kind of what turned me off of Arlecchino's design. And maybe you were looking at leaks, but I didn't look at Arlecchino's leaks for a long time either. I think at that time I was January. We saw her in her jacket. Yeah, but it wasn't like the full thing. Like it was only like maybe like the torso and stuff. you know, maybe pants. I don't know, but like it's the full thing. I think it's only when I saw the full thing that you can really appreciate it. You don't like the pants? I just don't like that her color scheme is so like dark, you know. But I think it makes sense. Like, I mean, it makes sense story wise that her color scheme and the theme is like that. But it's just not my type, you know what I mean? So I would be very scared hanging out with someone like that. You know what I mean? Like, I would probably fear for my life. Would probably make sense lore wise, but yeah, probably don't want to be fearing for my life every time I see a character at my party. So Alfred does tell a character, and yeah, they make the characters good and stuff. Um, but yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Those are pretty much the characters I think are top tier in terms of design. Skirk is like a maybe, but still like top tier in terms of like animations and stuff. And then I think for future characters, I'm gonna say I definitely don't really like Tsubai's Tsubai's design. She does kind of look like a grandma, right, guys? Anyway, Tsubai is terrible. She does look kind of like a grandma. One thing was peak storytelling for design. Hell nah. I don't know. I don't know. You love her design? I mean, yeah, everybody has their own taste. I don't really like her design. It's too white to me. It's too gray and white. It's like it's like a ghost a little bit. Like, you know, like it'd be better if the leggings were full. The leggings are pretty plain, I guess. Cheesecake lion Raiden. Yeah. But I mean generally like Genshin does really good job with their designs. There are a lot of like really nice characters um from that they design. Yelan I think is pretty close. I think Yelan is pretty close. And she probably looks nicer in her other outfit, probably. Um might consider Yelan. Let me just put her on the list. Might consider. The thing I like most about Yelan is her jacket. I think her jacket is like the coolest thing. And I think she gets that. I think she still gets a little bit of that in her other skin. I have to see though. Did they actually show the skins here? No. Um but yeah, I have a pretty short list it looks like. And I don't think Raiden, Furina, and Yelan really have a pair right now. So they are kind of like free players. So it's really just Lali, Chiori, maybe Skirt, Furina, Raiden, maybe Yelan. I put the maybes down here actually, maybes. To do Yelan skin is peak for me, and Ningguang skin. Oh, Ningguang skin. She stole her jacket from the Tsaritsa. You mean Tsaritsa jacket? Guys, look at Ningguang. Still the OG waifu. Where's my Ningguang? Where are you, Ningguang? There you are. The Tian Chuan. So beautiful. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Ning. Is Sarisa medium female? Is real lore? I don't know actually. If Ningguang, okay, just honestly, like if Ningguang were not a 4-star, I would never have been No Wish. Like I would have pulled Ningguang right away. I would have never been a No Wish account. It would have just I would just pull Ningguang, and that's it. I would have started a normal Genshin life, pulling for characters, and none of this would have happened. But because Hoyo decided to cheat Ningguang and made her a 4-star, I never had to pull her. Ningguang was the first character that I probably would have pulled like right off the bat. But because I knew Lantern Red was coming out, you could choose a free character, and Ningguang was on that thing, and she's a 4-star. I didn't have to do anything. I just got her for free. Plus her skin. Look at it, so beautiful. I had my Ningguang main phase. Ningguang's so good, guys. Yeah, but she's definitely said before, like if I want to play her more, I need to put Linnea. Um, it is kind of unfortunate she's only a 4-star though. I mean, let me think. Like Linnea, what? Linnea, Aino, Ningguang, and then I can throw in a Yelan or Furina in the future, or maybe I'll throw in a Xingqiu is good enough. I think Luna Crystallize is her best team. Too much right now. Yeah, it would definitely be nice to use Ningguang one again at some point. I think she still works well against Golden Wolf Lord. Maybe Golden Wolf Lord will come around at some point again. Chiori, oh yeah, does Chiori work? Chiori probably works really well with Luna Crystallize too, right? So maybe it's like, wait, wouldn't Chiori's best team be Columbina then instead of Nicole? Should I put Columbina as the support for Chiori? Would that make sense? Would that make more sense then? Because I could still run like Columbina Aino, for example, and that would give me like Lunar, I think, Ascendant Gleam, I think. Depends if it's main DPS Chiori. If I run Chiori, it'll probably be main DPS Chiori, right? I think it would probably be main DPS Chiori. If she's C6, she's a main DPS? Oh, so you can't main DPS at C0? Oh, okay, okay. That's a good clarification point, Ram. So if it's C0, then she's just an off field. So then her pair. So that's why you're saying like she's good at Nicole because Nicole buffs off field. Is what you're saying. Ah, okay, okay. We should had her C6. Gotcha, gotcha. I mean, if we cut down on this list of characters and we only have maybe 3 or 4 of them, we could I could see C6ing these, I guess. Um, but we'll like, but definitely wouldn't be top meta or anything. But there's a possibility. But we're still making a list now, so we'll see how long this list goes. So far we have like a 4, 5, 6 main characters, and then 4 actually no, it's no 5 characters because I listed this twice. Whoops. 5 characters and then 3 supports. I don't have a support for Furina and Raiden Shogun. These guys are just like a fun pull. So I would consider this like pull for funds. So these will be like the C0 tier. Pull for funds C0 tier. Although like Furina C6 does feel pretty good. I feel. Yelan's probably a C0 tier, I think. How was Sitlali C6? I'm not actually sure about this one. Sitlali, I don't know enough about Sitlali's constellation. Oh, the other thing was that I was also compiling. Remember, I was talking earlier about the constellation value thing. I was actually like compiling the list of like constellation values from like that YouTube channel, and I actually made quite a big list. Um, on this on the power level increase going from one constellation to the other. I'm gonna have to keep updating it though as we go. And I posted like the links. I actually documented the links of all of the I don't think you guys can see this, so it's a bit small, but the essentially like with the current I think Luna meta, most of the C6 constellations are around the 220 to 250% mark. At least from this YouTuber, I don't know if that's entirely reliable, but it's around the 200 250%. I think Flint's and Lauma are like higher for some reason. At C6 they go up to 320 335%. For Chiori it's actually 404%. That's insane. At C6. Furina is also 477%. But that's because I think they start at a lower bound, right? So that's why the percent increase is higher. It's much higher for those characters. That's why I wanted to make sure at C6, yeah. Bro, when is Alice coming out? If you keep delaying them, then her model's gonna age terribly like Diluc. Oh no. You might be right, Brushy. All the new characters are already aging. As you might call it. Already aging. Okay. But I think yeah, so far we have a couple of characters that I think we can backpull for sure. So there's like Chiori Savali. The nice thing about the backpull characters though is that I'm in no rush to backpull them, right? Maybe I can backpull them at the end of the game because if I'm not going to use them like technically anyway, I can just backpull them at the end of the game. There's no real rush, there's definitely a sense of like, hey, maybe if they come out in like a Chronicle banner or like you know, somehow there's a cheaper way to get them. That's like ideal. Um, at that point, what's the purpose? I don't know, just have it in your account, waiting till the end of the game. I'm not literally saying I'm waiting to the end of the game, but I'm just trying to say like, there's no rush to get them, right? I'm not like getting them in order to like do an end game or like to do a thing. I'm just like having them in the account is like a collectible item almost kind of a thing. So like, there's it's not I don't even like necessarily have to use them that much or something, but what I'm just trying to say is that there's no like rush to get like the backpull characters. Because it's not like you're going to like destroy the meta or anything, right? So, like, it's my point is not to say that I'm gonna wait until the end of the game. The point is more to say that I'm free to space them out and pull as I want to. Like, it makes no sense for a live service game, in my opinion. It is like the don't kill games movement where like once Genshin shuts down. Actually, that would be interesting though. Like when you were asking the question about like if Genshin ever like stops the live service, like how much time would they need in advance to do that, and like how many people will be mad because they invested so much time, so much resources in the game already. But it does sound like at least through Celestia, it sounds like they still have quite a bit of plans, right, going forward. So there's at least I want to say at least 5 years of a timeline, right, from even from here to potential end of the game. And it also sounds like they are going to give the players a lot of advance notice if they are slowly winding down the game. So I think we will get quite some like lead time when that happens, and when that happens, maybe it's like, okay, now's a good time to backpull or something, you know. I don't know, but my point is that I don't have to rush into it, right? There's no like, oh, at this time I need to get all these characters that I like. What happened to the dude that came in here and had a competition? Question mark. No, there are always shadows that do that. Sometimes the people just come in and they're welcome to stay as long as they want, but um, you guys are really chatty, so they probably felt a bit overwhelmed with the discussion. They were just sharing their polling plan. Yeah, I mean, I'm okay. Like people want attention at some point, right? In the in Twitch stream, then I'm okay giving them some attention. Um, as long as they're not mean and they don't like try to take over the conversation or they don't like you know be rude to people, I'm generally okay with that. So I don't know if people come to chat and just start flexing their cards. Okay, that I know you have a problem with. The whole chat is having a whole different conversation. That would be funny. Yeah. But you see, now that I've made this list of characters I really like, oh wait, we haven't even talked about Nicole. Nicole is a character I like too. Hold up, let's put Nicole in here, guys. Or is Nicole already with Shiori? Let me put Nicole. Nicole is a character I like. Let's put her here. I totally forgot. How can I forget that I put Nicole here as well? Put Nicole on this list. I want one character. I just kept going on of it, so that's what was happening. I mean, they didn't like flex like ask me to show like their character screen or whatever, but it's fine, guys. Just like you have to, you also have to understand that some people who play these games are kids, right? And they don't know like maybe they're not mature enough to understand like common decency or something. You know, like it's Genshin Twitch. I know there is an age. There's definitely an age. Is it 13? Do they have to be 13 to be on Twitch, or is it 16? I don't even know. But people can lie about their age too all the time. Like it's like yeah, I don't know. Like so like you could have gotten in on someone else's account or something. That's also possible. I try to give people the benefit of doubt. Like I don't judge them too hard. Unless they're being like actually malicious, you know, then I honestly it doesn't bother me. I'm just going with it because it's fun. Wait, guys. So for Chiori, we actually had Nicole as support, right? But I actually do like Nicole as well. So what would be is there a different pair for Chiori or is there a different pair for Nicole? I want to say. Do I have to pull Varka if I get Nicole? That's a good question. So Nicole is definitely like in there in terms of like the I like her design a lot category for sure. I read online just now. Oh, okay, okay. As of this moment, it's very common in Genshin or Twitch community. I don't know why I get so tilted. I think this is a good session though. I like being able to talk through and figure out like the characters that I like. Um, now I have a list of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 characters. Chiori's best team is Lunar Crystallize. So just as a oh okay, so Columbina is what you're saying. Probably is the best support. So Columbina as the pair here. I don't have a lot of pairs now. Actually, the only pairs I have are like Chiori, Columbina, Silali, Mavica, Scorpier. We don't have a pair for Frina. Linnea, Rina, Chiori, and whoever. Yeah, exactly. Linnea. Okay, let me put Linnea as third slot here. Linnea, C0, Linnea. Yeah, making this list is good. It's a good exercise to make this list so that I can sort of start allocating the constellations once I have all the characters in play here. Human Chiori one of the units can be allotted into any team. But I think it's okay. I think because we have the flexibility to choose what team we want for her, I think it makes sense to like put the best in slot team as the option, right? For now, just see how it plays out. I think it makes sense. She doesn't she doesn't have a reaction, just have a ton of damage. Yeah, she gets started any team, but it's not like I have a lot of teams with her anyway, so I get to pick the team I want essentially. So it looks like Shiori, Columbina, Linnea, which is really like a Bina Linnea combo, but we'll put them there. So like these are the characters that I might pull for if I really like this character. If I pull C6 Yuri, for example, then I probably also want Colomina Linnea in there, just so she works pretty well. At least at the moment, anyway. The thing about this is that now that I split out, like the sort of meta picks can change as we go. But the anchor character will stay the same, right? So if Silali comes out, let's say if Silali Mavica is the best combo right now, but maybe in the future Silali something else happens, I can swap out the Mavica for someone else. I don't see that happening, but just as an example. The combo will probably be best in stuff for any Geo for about 2 years. Yeah, any Geo for about 2 years. I thought they'll bring another Geo team soon. Um, and then I think Furina and Raiden don't really have a combo, right? I feel like is there even a best in slot Furina team now? Is there like a competitive meta Furina team anymore? Even at C6? Even is that even a possibility anymore? We have to look at DHC WSP's stuff to get some ideas. I don't I don't think so. I don't think maybe as a buffer for another DPS. Yeah, exactly. Because Furina is the support here, right? So like for Silali will be Mavica. I don't know if Furina buffs another DPS like super high enough for them to like. I actually don't know what the C6 does. So C6 makes her more of a DPS and this like gives her buffs a lot faster. So she will be able to heal and DPS a lot at C6. So she does just a lot more damage and with her normal attacks, but she also heals so that she gets her full buff after the 6 really strong normal attacks, and then you swap off to your next character to actually like do the main DPS. So that's typically how Furina works. She's so flexible, she can work with pretty much almost any team, I think, that wants Hydro, except maybe Lunar. Um, but yeah, I don't know if there's any like current meta character. Maybe a dual burst support playstyle. Possible. She would probably work well with another Fontaine character, but because the HP going up and down thing, I think that might be a thing that people need. I'm not sure. um, but yeah, I'm not sure about Farina. I don't know if there's any other teams that are really top competitive right now. I might have to look. I might have to look into it a little bit. Um, I don't know if she slots into the Lunar teams, but maybe it's just because the Lunar meta is a bit too chill, and maybe it makes sense to wait for a little bit and see what this Naya meta brings us. Maybe we can find a pair here. But even if we don't find a pair, that's fine. We can just pull Farina for Farina's as she is. Only use for skirt. Oh wait. So is Farina good with skirt? That might be her only best. Is really good with Skirk, Brushy? I know Brushy, you have Skirk. Damage percent doesn't work in the lunar team. Oh, okay, okay. So she doesn't work in the lunar team. Does she work with Skirk though? She's best in slot Skirk. Okay, perfect. Then we don't even have to put a Escoffier with Skirk anymore. We can put Furina as the anchor, Skirk as the nice support, and then Escoffier as the third support. So we can just stack these together. So like we can call Furina the anchor, because Furina is like what is the character I like the most. Well, it's both. Uh, it's both, as in the combo of Escoffier and Furina are what makes Skirk team strong. They have perfect synergy. Oh right, because Escoffier heals and Furina like does the HP decrease. Okay, okay, makes sense. Okay, yeah. So yeah, so we'll say like we'll put Furina, Skirk, and Escoffier together. Skirk I was already considering as a character I like anyway, so that's a bonus, right? So it's just a quote unquote waste or anything. Maybe I'll grow to like Escoffier. I don't know. At least she makes me cakes. I don't know. Is my account bricked because I didn't get all the cakes that she's been making for you guys? Question mark. All the desserts. Okay. That's nice now. So we have like a 2-3 combos now. We have like a Chiori Columbina Linnea, and then we have a Furina Skirk Escoffier that we could do. As far as reach. Um, is there anyone we want to slot in with Lali Mavica, or do we think Lali Mavica is pretty good? And like my 4 stars. We can also include the 4 stars in here, right? I have Benny Boy and stuff and all that. Um, I know like people are saying maybe Shilonen, I guess, is probably in there, but I don't know if she's like completely necessary. Um, so maybe we'll hold on that one. We could also just run Silali Gaming. Wait, wait. C6 Silali is best installed for any pyro. Mavica likes overloaded team, but that mod is fine. It doesn't have to be Mav. Is there anyone else that Silali would be best in slot for besides Mav? Because if it's Gaming, then maybe I don't have to put anything there. I have Gaming technically, and hopefully if I pull enough, then Gaming will just come automatically. Arlie? Oh, okay, Arlie. Skirk again. We've already picked Skirk for the Farina team, Rushy. We can't put her here. not just Skirk shows up once. You can only show up once. Let's see. Arlie. I think C2 is a lot needed for Skirk. Oh, okay, okay. So many constants. Yeah, let's take maybe we take C0 first, and then once we finish the list, we'll get like C6. We can think about C6. Um, Let me think. Between Mavica, Arlecchino, Gaming, and Lini, I mean Gaming doesn't really count because he's 4 star. I wouldn't consider count like pulling unless they actually give us 4 star pity. Maybe they will, and then I can actually pull for Gaming. I would probably do that. I think Syncity and the Shield that makes it Lali good. Okay, okay. And TTDS? Arlecchino is actually honestly between Mavica and Arlecchino. Well, between Mavica and Arlecchino for Sitlali. Mavica is obviously gonna do more, I guess. I do like Arlecchino's combat animations better though. Every time I have like a trial battle event with Arlecchino, I have a lot more fun than when I have Mavica on the team. Mostly because I like the scythe. The scythe is pretty cool. Mavica and Polar C6 on upcoming banner, no way. That's actually possible though. Like with this setup, the character I like doesn't have to be the C6 character, right? They just have to be used on the team, right? So I could technically C6 like one of the support characters that anchor the character. It's just a bit of a higher risk because like, you know, what if the meta shifts and then blah blah blah. But I think at C6 it's not like that. There's not much of a danger. But yeah, there's a flexibility there. I can allocate the constellations to any of these characters. It doesn't have to be the character I like that gets the constellations. They could just get the C0 because liking them doesn't necessarily justify the C6. The C6 is only justified for like the one that gives you the most value, and at the end of the day, right? Because you don't like get another, you don't get six Sitlalis. Although that would be pretty interesting if you have. Can you imagine like if instead of constellations, you could just get four Babikas on the team or something, or like four Sitlalis on the team, or four Farinas, or like you just get an additional copy of Sitlali, so you could. Can you imagine like if instead of C2 Columbina, you could get three Columbinas and run three lunar teams? That would be broken. That would be pretty broken. That might actually be meta, guys. If that's possible, that might actually be meta. Like pulling characters just so that you could use them on multiple teams. Um, you're right about Silali. Okay. Does Nicole have any pair right now? And probably not. Maybe we just wait. Maybe we'll have to wait on this to see like what is her best in slot. On the team. Um, Durin. Okay. Let's put Durin in there. I think Durin seems correct here. So Durin is the good pair here. It's gonna be core for a lot of teams. Okay, yeah. I think the core is important. It doesn't have to fill the team, but if there's a core, I think that's what we're trying to get at. We're not trying to get like necessarily the best in slot team, but if there's a core that could fit into a lot of teams, I think that's also really powerful. So that if it's like a Bina Linnea core that can be put in a lot of teams, I think that's good. Durian, Durian. What? I like durian actually. Durian is actually pretty nice. I like durian desserts. At least. I also like the actual durian, but it does get kind of like heaty after a while. Shielding, attack buffing, rush red, off field damage. Yeah. Nicole Durin. Wait, is Durin actually on the Nicole banner? Did they announce that? I forgot. I just watched the live stream and I forgot. But is it gonna be Durin as well? Actually, should I get Nicole or Durin? Yes, Durin is gonna be on on Nicole's banner as well, so you can get both of them running side by side. Perfect. I know a lot of people complain about them running side by side, but at least for me, I don't have to worry about that. Right, so um yeah, Nicole Durin. Okay, so I could get C0 and C0 Durin. C0 Nicole and C0 Durin on the upcoming banner. That's possible, yeah. That is possible. Getting Nicole hoping for C2 Durin, C6 Prune. Okay. Gotcha. Definitely the C6 Prune is the hardest one to get, I'm guessing. It's always so hard to get the 4 stars. I'm not gonna lie, it's all the 4 stars are it's hard to get. Okay, so we got Nicole Durin, Chiori Chiori Bina Linnea, Sitlali Vika, Sitlali Mavika, Ruina Skirk Escoffier. Raiden Shogun doesn't have a partner, she's a bit lonely sitting here. Then Yelan is like a maybe-ish, maybe. Does Raiden really not have a team? Does she have not a best in slot anymore? That's kind of sad. Sometimes I get lucky, it's kind of risky. Raiden doesn't do anything these days, sadly. Alright, she might be like a later thing. Maybe she's like pull later when like the meta doesn't matter anyway. Pull later when she's on a Chronicle banner. Will Archons ever be on a Chronicle banner? Question mark. Or maybe when she gets buffed, and then we have a better idea of what her maybe another core pair. Argos typically don't have a partner, methinks. Oh really? I guess maybe Bina is special then. Or maybe Bina has Linnea / Enefa, I guess. So one of the two. I pull her on her last banner for collection. Ah, I see. Yeah, just for collection, I guess. Collection purposes, because her design is pretty cool. Oh, here's the other thing, guys. What if I only pull for characters with 5-star skins? There. What if from here on out I only pull for characters if they have an announced 5-star skin? Since I got the loot, this will match the this actually matches the lore now. This matches the lore. Did you know? Uh, and then I don't have to pull for anyone because MiHoYo will never release a 5-star skin. Raidens and Yae Miko. Wait, Raidens and Yae Miko? I know animations both have birds. Oh, okay, okay. I don't know about Yae Miko. I know Raidens definitely has one because I've seen it a lot. I don't think I've seen much of Yae Miko's idols. The Raiden interacts with it nicely, and Yae eats it? Wait, Yae eats it? Wait, I kind of want to see this now. Eat it, Yae. That is the wrong idol, Yae. I need your idol with a burb. Stare. Stare. Come on, Yae, eat the burb. Oh my gosh, she actually does eat it. Or was it like some evil... Is it her electro thing that eats it? Oh, I don't know what happened there, but... It does look like she eats it. I mean, she doesn't like literally eat it, but she like uses like her electro thing to eat it. And then laughs. Interesting, interesting. Does she actually eat it though? Is that in the lore, or is it more like just what it looks like she's doing? Yeah, her electro fox, she's evil. I guess it's true, foxes do eat birds. Foxes do eat birds, now that you mention it. Not animation like that, but Yaya and Raiden seems intentional. Oh, like they kind of match in a way. Interesting, interesting. Okay, so we have actually leveled up some of our weapons. You'll see I've refined our twin tails. I wanted to see if there's any more here I wanted to get. If not, I probably will use my resin on probably leveling up the look for a bit. It's kind of boring, but it shows their duality. Let's go. Wait, so what's the conclusion? Uh, we don't have one on Raiden yet, so the conclusion is we have Nicole Durin, Chiori, Columbina, Linnea is one set, right? And then we have Sulani Mavika, and then we have Furina, Skirk, and Scott VA in one set. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 characters. I don't have enough to C6 10 of them, obviously. So we're not going to be able to C6 all of them. um, so it does sound like we'll probably have to ditch the C6 idea entirely. This is not viable with this many characters I need to pull. Right? Conclusion is C6 Durin and Nicole. Wait, but that can't work either. If I C6 Durin and Nicole, I can't get the other. Actually, can I get the characters? I guess that is possible. If I only C6 Durin and C6 Nicole, I technically will have enough to C0 the other characters on this list. But I don't think that's the conclusion here. So now we just have to. Oh wait, here's the. Let me post it in chat actually, because you guys can't see this. Don't forget cashback. Bro, if you C6 them, you'll be so bored. Wait, why bored? Oh, you mean because they're like too strong? Okay, here's the here's oh, but that didn't turn out very right. But anyway, so basically like the dash character is the anchor character. The parentheses character is the next is like the next core support character, and then the other bracket is the other support core whatever combo synergy character whatever. So we have Nicole Durin, Chiri Columbina Linnea, Silali Vika, Rina Skirk, Escoffier right now. And the Random Shogun is a question mark because we don't have like a core there for her. Unfortunately, she doesn't sound like she's in any good teams right now, so we could hold off on that until like she gets a good teammate. But yeah, that's what it sounds like. This is basically my account besides Linnea. Oh, okay, besides Linnea. Linnea is pretty cute, I guess. Well, now we just have to allocate the constellations. Now we just have to allocate the cons. And let me just pull up the calculator really quick. See how many cons we have to distribute. So I do have a sort of account spend tracker. We have for 3 wishes. So guaranteed, I have 24, almost 25 cons. I think maybe by the time we get further down the line, we can say like maybe it's around 25 cons. I'm willing to round up a little bit. Um, Guaranteed 25 cons, but expected value is about 33 cons we can allocate here. So 25, 25 constellations to allocate, and then 33 constellations expected. But 25 is just like the you can consider 25 as like the worst case scenario cons, and 33 is like the expected. Um, so honestly, not much of a difference between the two. It's only like maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more cons to allocate between this. So we can probably start from 25, which I think is enough-ish to sort between the 10 of these characters. She's lame to me, dude. I'm hating this crazy. I went for a walk today. It was hot. Oh man, it is getting warm. It truly is getting warm. We do have to um we there it is definitely coming into summertime. I did touch grass today as well, so maybe that's adding to the fatigue a little bit. But yeah. Wait, where do you live? LA? No, I am on the West Coast, but not LA. It's not like that hot. Like it's not that hot up here, but like it is getting warmer for sure. But no, I used to live in LA, but not anymore. SoCal was too hot for me, so I moved north. Oh, you're on East Coast. Seattle boy, Brushy just doxing me straight off the bat. You look like a Cali boy. I mean, I did live in SoCal for 4 years, so I did maybe pick up a bit of a SoCal vibe. I guess I don't know. Um, but yeah, East Coast. I always wanted to visit Seattle. It's okay. It's like it's nice. It's definitely really nice in the summertime because it's not as hot as in like other places. Um, but it's also like because it's close to the water, it also doesn't get as cold as a lot of like the other places in the Midwest or the East Coast either. Um, so typically it doesn't snow a lot unless you're up in the mountains because we have just too much water around us. So like the temperature tends to stay pretty stable throughout the year. There's only like maybe like 1 or 2 like really cold nights or 1 or 2 really hot days. I think we're gonna be in for a pretty hot summer. We're probably gonna get a bunch of fires actually this year, so I'm not looking forward to that because we didn't get a lot of snow this winter. Um, they have a lot of popular drag performers. They do actually, yeah. They actually there's a big drag scene here. It's a lot of weird um shows and stuff that they put up. I think actually Sundays is actually like the day that we have a lot of like drag shows up here. I've been to San Jose and that was hot. San Jose is also pretty hot. Yeah, San Francisco area. It definitely is a bit of like climate change is kind of making everything hot regardless. So like there's only so far north you can move, right? Like unless you want to go all the way to Alaska or something and like escape the heat that way, but then you have to deal with the ever winter scenario where like you basically don't see the sun for more than an hour each day. I guess that's the closest to Seattle I've been. San Jose is actually still pretty far from Seattle from like a distance wise. I think it's still like at least a 3 hour plane ride, if I'm not mistaken. There's a lot of like natural forest and mountain area between like San Francisco, San Jose area, and like Pacific Northwest, Seattle main area. There's a huge coast and a lot of like national forests like in between that. Actually, really beautiful places. If you guys have never been, like the entire stretch is just straight up like wilderness. Like it's barely populated. It's mostly a rural area, and it's if you like national forests and parks and stuff. Those are really really nice to visit. Like you seem like a Seattle guy. Not that I know much about you. My ex was from Alaska, and they had the worst mental health issues I've ever seen. Not having sun isn't good. I definitely have met folks from Alaska. I wouldn't say like it's like you can still take your vitamins, right? You can still take your vitamins, and you can still like eat certain things to get your vitamin D. Like if you eat certain like fruits and vegetables, I think they're all of those have vitamin D. If you just literally buy the tablets, I think you can just get vitamin D straight up. I know folks who actually just take vitamin D supplements. Um, I thought you see the sun there more often because it's further up north. Only in the summertime. In the wintertime, they don't see the sun at all. So in the summertime, they see the sun almost 20. I think they for 23 hours, the sun is up. And it sets for an hour. It barely sets. In fact, the sky doesn't even get dark. Before it gets dark, it starts to get brighter again. It's kind of weird in summertime up there in Alaska. But in the winter time, it's the complete opposite. It's just pitch black and then you barely get some sun for an hour, and then it's pitch black again. So like for that it balances out. GG. I don't know if it works that way, Rashi, but it is pretty brutal in the winter. In the summertime, I guess it's not too bad, but it's also pretty brutal because it's like you can't really sleep. Like, I don't know how people in Alaska sleep. Like I'm the type of person that like wakes up and like based on and sleep based on when the sun rises and sets, and like if sun doesn't set, I'm like I don't know when I can sleep, and if the sun like is always out, I don't know if there's like a time I can actually sleep. You need to have like blackout curtains and like a face mask and everything. You sleep during the day. I guess for you, Gashi, it might be easier. Yeah, it might be easier for you to get used to the sleep cycles. I would be totally confused because like the sun is not setting, and like I thought you should live in there because so far from mainland, everything's longer and more expensive. Yes, yes. Everything is longer, groceries are more expensive. I do think they pay a bit of like negative state taxes in the sense that they get like some oil money or something, and then like everybody gets like a rebate check. That just sort of helps with some of the expenses. But yeah, it's definitely a lot more expensive to do anything there. Having a car, it's more expensive there just because like you need to keep it from freezing over. Um, a lot of the time there's definitely a lot of issues that you have to worry about with like your pipes, and I think a lot of them also like have backup, basically like backup furnaces and wood just in case the power goes out, because it's dangerous if your power goes out and it's in the middle of winter and you literally can freeze to death. So like a lot of them have like these huge, like a lot of wood and like these huge furnaces in the event that that happens. And I think most people actually still use like traditional wooden furnaces to keep warm. Um, Whale oil. In my ex case, he couldn't get his meds consistently. Yes, you're correct. They do get yearly checks from just living there. Yeah, that's what I've heard. I have friends who were from Alaska, so they've told me about that. Um, and then it's actually pretty interesting. I definitely like to visit. I don't think I would like to live there, but I'm like really big into national parks, and I really want to visit Denali National Parks. I want to see some bears. I want to see like the snow-capped peaks and stuff like that. Um, Mostly I want to see a bear catching salmon upriver, like the iconic National Geographic photo. That would be fun. I definitely want to do that at some point. Maybe go on the cruise, the Alaska cruise. Um, I definitely, yeah, definitely am a bit more of the adventurous type when it comes to like my like trips and stuff. I don't touch grass very often, but I do like touching snow. I see bears catching salmon all the time. Yeah, honestly, Brushy, like you're like deep in nature up there. You're like deep in like natural wildlife territory out there. So you got deer in your front yard whenever you go to work. That's actually very cool though. I'd actually be pretty jealous of that. Canada, wow, that is a true country. Canada, I like that. Canada. There's a fun fact is that like the region of the Pacific Northwest, there's actually like an existing movement to like sort of secede from the United States and combine with like parts of Vancouver to form a new country called like Cascadia, which is named after the entire like Cascadian mountain range, like the shared mountain range across the Canadian and US border. Uh because like the geographies are super similar and people are very similar as well, and like the whole region is just like it just makes sense from like um geographical standpoint for the entire stretch to be sort of its own microcosm economy, etc., etc. So there's actually a movement called the Cascadia movement where I don't think it's anything serious, but there are definitely folks out there who are like advocating for like a new country to be on its own, independent, on its own, in like the top left of the United States and you know including like Vancouver, BC. It it will be interesting, but it's nice to know that like the people out here are very like nature environmental focused, and like they strongly believe in like the ties to the land and like the importance of making sure we don't destroy the environment that we live in. So that's part of living up here. All right, I'm going to probably farm a few more Regispines. It definitely feels bad to farm for Diluc, but I gotta break the curse. Hopefully the bad luck with Diluc means I'll win more 50-50s going forward. Honestly, I'd rather join the US than separate from the rest of Canada. Wait, isn't that... Oh, you mean like rather join the US than like be an independent state separate from the rest of Canada? I think that makes sense because like it's probably better to have like some other like federal resources, right, that can support the country rather than just being straight up independent. Um, but yeah, there are a lot of folks up here, and like the folks up here are very like they're also very liberal, right? So they're very anti like whatever the establishment is right now in Washington. I would say so. That's why there's like the folks up here also want to like sort of quote unquote secede from the US, but I don't think they actually want to. It's more like they just don't like the current administration. As long as it guarantees equal rights as other US citizens, yeah, yeah, definitely, yeah, that's definitely the key here. And I mean, I don't know, even US citizens, I feel are like not sure if they're uh they're feeling too hot about their own country right now. I guess it depends on where you are, but I mean, it's always a bit of a grass is greener on the other side. So sometimes it do be like that. There's always going to be problems in your country, and then there's maybe some people have the privilege, I guess, and flexibility to move countries or relocate. Most people don't. They're just kind of stuck where they are and have to live with what they have. So there's also that. Hey, welcome in, Rem. Are you here to help out with Regisfine farming? We can only do a couple today. Looks like we can do 2 runs. It looks like I have 111 resin. Um, so that's the extent of what we can do today. TCG, we already did TCG yesterday. We did 3 games, and you like made me rage quit one of the games too. We've met the quota this weekend. We have totally met the quota this weekend. You even made me rage quit, bro. What is this? No, it's funny. I played a Dota game just before it, and it was an amazing Dota game. Like we got trashed so hard early game, and then we staged this major comeback in the late game. It was so worth it. It was so worth it to destroy an opponent that was beating you all early game. I got a new burn deck to try. Wait, you mean not the Emilie? Why don't we save that for next week? Otherwise, like, what are we gonna do next week, right? Okay, we'll do one game. We'll do one game. How about that? We'll do one game. No pressure. Let's see. Diluc and Wait, what was I gonna do? I think I'll put Diluc and Yanfei for now. Sorry, Mika, but I can only do 2 at once because of this. Diluc. 3? Oh man, I wanted 4. Okay. Hopefully I can swap to my Hydro characters quickly. You're gonna continue your post-cool clarity next week? Yeah, we still have to decide on the number of cons, so I think we're good. We've decided on the characters, at least, that we'd like to pull. We just have to decide on the cons now. Oh wait, actually, the character that I've decided to pull does not include any future characters yet, so we can continue to add more to the list as we go. We have the flexibility to add more to the list as we go here. But it hasn't, we haven't added any future characters, but of course we don't know any future characters. So we probably want to save a bit of primos for the future characters as well. We don't allocate like all of the primos away to the back pulls, right? Probably want to save a bit for the future. So we probably have to decide on like a bit of how much we want to save for upcoming characters that I might like, depending on the rate of characters that I probably will like. It does feel like after 6 years, I only picked out what 5 characters. So I think we're good to save for like 1 character, but like maybe 3 characters a year, kind of. That's what it feels like this rate is like. Kave is so cool. Kave would be pretty cool. Alright. I only got 2 claims, so I think we're done. Whoops. Let's see here. Actually, Rem, do you want to do some farming? I probably have to farm some of the coal mats again. But give me a quick second. We're gonna need to farm some Nicole mats, and then I can swap out some of these characters actually, so I can farm better. Let me use Seichu, whatever you want. Let's see. Let's put your holder, I guess. At least your holder heals. Actually, you're using. Maybe I'll just use Barbara. Yeah, Black Marrow. Okay, perfect. Black Barrel is actually her bloom set too. Let's farm the let's farm some of the Fatui folks again, and then actually let me see. Let's start with the Fatui folks, I guess. Probably worth farming those. Durin's mats. What are Durin's mats? Durin's mats are also Fatui folks. Okay. Perfect, then we just farm for 3 folks. Oprishniki. Alright, time to exterminate Oprishniki again. Oprishniki. Aha. Yep, we found them. Die, Oprishniki. My Llama heals, by the way. Oh, she heals? Nice. Do you need C2 to heal? Is that why? So you can go more offensive? Okay, sounds good. Is it C2 to heal? C1, oh, okay. I like how Brushy like immediately calls you a whale and it's only C1. Bruh. Bro, actually trolling. I don't actually have any other like DPS Hydro character. I guess I could go like actually Kappa Brushy. Like all people will is actually just C1. I got it too. Me. You guys actually will? You guys don't spend that much money, right? I don't think. I feel like you guys are like very like you know, efficient with your pulls enough that you probably don't have to spend that much money. I'm a dolphin though, but dolphin doesn't count as that much money. It's like only $5 to $10 a month, right? At most $15 you get most BP and dolphin. That's $15 a month is like nothing, right? Like I literally went out for a meal today and it was like $30, and I'm like, bruh, $15 is not even a meal. That's how ridiculous it is up here. Like eating out is ridiculous, guys. Can't even eat. Can't even eat for like. Magical C6 R5 in Star Rail. Ooh, okay. Engaging at will for C2 Colomina. Probably spent what 3K on this game over the last 5 years. Wait, over the last 5 years though, it's not too bad. 3K for 5 years is actually not that bad, I would say. Because if I'm thinking about this right. Oh, I can jump to this guy. Let's jump to this guy. 3K for 5 years is kind of like $600 a year. I guess that would count technically as whale territory, but if you let's say $15 times 12 months, okay, I guess that might be a bit bigger than a dolphin category, I guess. But I don't think it's unreasonable. I don't think it's unreasonably crazy. Yeah, entertainment budget's fine as long as you don't have too many gachas or other IRL stuff. Yeah, I guess. I probably would never like spend $600 a year on Genshin or any other gacha game, I guess, but like, oh, managed to drown this guy. Very nice. But I also wouldn't say like it's unreasonable. Like, it's 3,000 is actually like, it's okay. Like, it's not like an unreasonable amount to spend. And if you really like the game, you really like the character, then it could be well justified. Like, it could be a well justified spend. I spent $200 to try and get Nick Dude and Nicole. Oh wait, but they haven't come out yet. So are you saying that you're going to spend? Is that what you're saying? But they haven't come out yet, or? I already did 2 top up. Oh, in preparation. Pre-spend. Nice. Pre-spend. There's also like a bit of a strategy, right, to min-max the top-ups and stuff. Like you have to buy one of the specific packs or something that gives you the most efficient top-up, and then also to some extent like you need to like, I think there's like some top-up bonuses or something. I'm not entirely sure about this, but there's some like top-up bonuses and like actually, Rem, if we beat this guy, we get a lot of mats too. Maybe we beat this guy. We get a lot of materials, I think, too, just for beating this guy. I know we've already beat him before, but if we beat him, we get like we get quite a bit of mats. So I can run I can continue to run the same thing, but maybe you go enough of Flins. Yeah. I know this guy drops quite a bit of like Fatui mats. And because there's only one guy, it's probably easier. And we don't have to stress about like dodging this time too, we can just like destroy him. I was actually definitely thinking though, like in terms of, so I saw that Baldur's Gate 3 was actually like on sale this weekend. And it was on sale like 25% discount, so it was on, I think it was like, it was going for like $45, which is like, it's a good game. Oh, you play Baldur's Gate too? Nice, nice. Yeah, I've had friends who like want me to play with them, and so I was like, actually now seems like a good time to buy because they're on a 25% discount on Steam, and like for $45, that's I mean that's pretty good. Like for like I don't know what $45 is pretty good. For a game of the year, you know, like literally like the game of the year 2023, I think. I don't have any friends who want to play. I mean, honestly, Brushy, if you want to play, I'm trying to get like a group together to like to play to do the campaign together. I don't really want to play solo. I've heard like it's more fun with like other folks. So I'm trying to get a group together to like play like Baldur's Gate and like just kind of do the story and all the stuff together. I think the hardest thing is mostly scheduling though, right? Like everybody has like different times and stuff. I know Brushy, you probably have very weird hours. We're gonna run into weekend issue? Yeah, we'll probably run into weekend issue, but otherwise I'd be down. Yeah, it might be pretty hard for your schedule, I think. You have to figure out some kind of weeknight thing. But yeah, so I've been thinking of getting the game. And I think at like $45, it's pretty worth. Like, okay, maybe I overestimated the amount of materials it got. It only gave us 18 and 5, and it didn't give me any like actual mats. Sorry, Rim. It might have overestimated how much it's gonna give us. Really, I can do any hours, but weekends I have 0 time availability. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, weekends you're definitely working. What class do you like, Brushy? Oh, like D&D class? So what happened was also I've heard that you can actually mod the game to get new classes as well. I recently started getting into D&D, so I love the game yet, but I think I like healer. Ooh, healers would be useful. Yeah, I was saying like I was starting to play my D&D game with a couple of folks, and I had a lot of fun playing as the monk character. Although I know monk in like Baldur's in like the in like 5e is actually like not as good as what it was like at 5.5e. So I might try a different character than the one I played. Monk is one of my favorites. Yeah, I really like the idea of the fist fighting thing. But I think it is a pretty weak class, I think, in like 5e. And I think it got a lot better in 5.5e. Also, these guys heal? I didn't realize these guys can heal. What? This the guy that heals? Monk in BG2 is really good. Oh, you think so? Nice. Okay, maybe that will... Maybe I'll try that then. I've always wanted to play like a... I kind of want to play my same character that I played in the other games. Maybe at some point I would try to explore other characters, archetypes as well, but... I'll quickly pick it up before it drops. Lol. Oh, there's more down there actually, we can go down. Actually, it's just one guy. Just one guy. Boing. Wait, why am I fighting these guys? Aha, these guys. These are the ones I wanted to fight. Also, they have a machine with them. Why am I frozen? Nice. Go over here next. There's still a lot over here.
Maybe this one? Oh, there's only one of these guys here, but... Oh, there's another one there, I think. Oh boy. I was thinking food focused. I very experienced low experience with D&D in general. I think the game does help you, I think. Or maybe not, I don't know. I have to see how comfortable their like tutorials are. I mostly know it because I watch Critical Role on YouTube, and so I'm familiar with D&D. Although I have heard that the system is they did a couple of slight tweaks, I guess, to their system. So maybe there might be a little bit of a difference, but not that much, I don't think. I don't know if there's a cook class actually. Is there a class that can cook in D&D? I guess there's a cooking kit or something like you can become a cook in any class, but I'm not sure how the food works in the game. Probably a lot better than how the food works in Genshin. Probably thought about that a little bit more better. Genshin slander. Definitely don't mind slandering Genshin. Alright, these guys are here now. I don't think these guys actually spawn unless you beat the guys before that. We are storming the barracks again. Storm the barracks. Beautiful. I wonder if like all of Snitsnaya will just be us fighting for Tui the entire way until we get to Saritsa. That would actually be pretty cool though. Imagine if, like the entire area, including all of the towns, are just you fighting for Tui folks. Or like you have to actually sneak your way into like Saritsa. Like the Moscow of us. I guess Snezhnograd, right? Is what it's called. Snezhnograd. Snezhnograd. Did they explain what the outfits are for in Snezhnaya? Yeah, I did. I don't think they did. They just showed us teasers about what the outfits look like. But I don't think anything specifically about the Wonder if we will fight Child again? Are we like pretty much best buds with him now though? I feel like we haven't fought him in a while, like we're just best buds with him. It'd be cool if we get an updated fight. That would be cool though, yeah. If we get to fight a new weekly. More like a spar, yeah, we're basically just sparring him at this point. We're literally friends with his master right now, right? With Skirk, so it would be kind of funny. Maybe he just spars with Skirk. I would like to see a cutscene where he spars with Skirk and then gets bashed or something. Gets destroyed. Oh. Oh, how the master has power creep the disciple. This is the one that activates first. Was he ever good though? No. Maybe like 1.0 or 1.1, 1.2. I think 1.1 he came out, right? Very early on, he was. I think he was pretty good. He was pretty meta. I think at the time you didn't necessarily need him though to clear the endgame content. But he definitely felt strong. Like his Riptide was like really important. When there were a lot of enemies, and then like his Riptide did a lot of damage. I remember a time when Child was considered pretty good. I think maybe not anymore, but oh man, why did it go up? I call it back down. Oh, your bot was here too. In gameplay, I started around 3.0, clearing a bit around with him and Xiangling. I hated his skill CD. Yeah, his skill CD thing was kind of weird. I never played him enough to understand how it worked and how to best manage that combo. Yeah, I think we can go up here next. This next area has a lot of Maroon Basin. I got him accidentally. Or an accident. He was level 1 for a long time, Lamau. Honestly, at this point, he probably isn't very meta, so that is fair. That is definitely fair. Don't think my yeah, I don't think I still have enough to ascend yet, right? Pretty sure. Yeah, I need well to ascend. These mats are expensive. I got into 50 and I couldn't. Recently during that line I tried to level him. I got into 50, I couldn't take his playstyle. He's garbo now, but he was good for a long time. Yeah, I thought he was definitely good for a while. He was like on national team too, right? People ran Child National, right? And National was basically like top meta team back then. Like the meta team to use back then was National. And Child was definitely firmly in the national team for a bit. I feel like Child was only good because of national. I guess that is one way to put it, yeah. That is definitely one way to put it. Maybe he was only good because national was good, but otherwise he's kind of trash. But then again, like Genshin is kind of meant to be played as like a, you know, team comp type of game, so does it really make sense to say a character is good on their own? Are there actually characters like that anymore? Like at C0 they're like super self-sufficient and basically do all the damage on their own without care for other teammates? I think it's hard to say that these days, right? Also, why is this guy in the air? Arlie? I guess Arlie is pretty self-sufficient. You might be right. You're probably right about that. Because she has like, she can basically do the whole Bond of Life thing on her own. Everything else is just like a nice to have, right? There's nothing that she like specifically needs. There's no other character that she specifically needs as a core. It's like that she has nice to haves, but not necessarily like a. Still trash damage in solo. Oh my god, the Arla slander. Thank goodness I don't have Arlecchino on my list. That's one of my liked characters though. Actually, the label is over there. Oh wait, there's a couple over here. I see a couple over here. Bro, I have her C1. It's true. Dang. Well, see, it's because you don't have her at C6? Question mark. Actually, question mark. She can fight forever and not die and keep her damage up. Yes, yeah, because she can heal up with her burst and then still do a lot of damage at the same time. It's pretty good. Does she also get damage? Not damage, but interruption resistance. I don't remember if she does. But if she does, that would also be really good. Yeah, I think over here probably has a few more. What about Linnea, Furina, or Escobar? Like whether they are self-sustaining. I think Furina, like maybe C6 is probably self-sustaining. Linnea, I'm not entirely sure. I leave it to you guys to decide on that one. Escobar, does she do DPS? I thought she was mainly a healer. I guess she does do like cryo hits like Fischl, but it's cryo. I guess I don't know how strong of her DPS she is. They all heal and deal damage. Her damage is pretty good. Okay. I'll trust you on that one. Whee! Maybe that's just the heal. Maybe not all healers, I guess. Linnea also heals, and also I guess she does have pretty good damage. Yeah, she does. She do be good damagey. All right, there's more Orfrishniki here. It looks like. I think this is the last spot that it will mark for me. Yeah, the rest of them are no longer marked. My Linnea is hitting 1 million bonks now. Very nice, very nice. That is a good hit. We've destroyed all the Fatui Oprishniki. I think there's just a couple more land cruisers. One over here and then a few of the land cruiser spots. I had to like farm a lot of these when I ended up who did I pull for? Yaholder. No, I didn't pull for her. Yeah, I didn't pull for her, but when I got Yaholder I realized I didn't have enough of these mats to level her up. Remember all the pain setup it took to get 1.25 million Fate with Child? And then now it's like so easy with Lunar. The good old days, man. Good old days. Aha, I found some for 3 guys. It's over there on this boat here, guys. They're not marked, but they're there. I see them. I see them. Oh, that was worth it. We even got a big one. And over here has a couple. Didn't you have to like use Mona as well at some point? I just stopped bringing up Mona, it will just make me more depressed, lol. Wait, are you running here? I thought you were just gonna teleport, but I see Lid slowly making his way here. I definitely wish there were more like co-op opportunities in Genshin, like more reasons to do co-op. It would be nice to be able to get like co-op rewards for like. I remember those events where you could do like co-op bosses, and those are fun. Like the co-op boss challenge events. I had to like strategize with my whale friends to see how well they could carry my team. So I want to call it. Yep, no worries. No worries. Yes, Mona was used. Mona was indeed used. This is a part of me feels that the random thundercloud that the lunar charge makes kind of feels a bit out of place. It's just kind of like sitting there. I haven't seen Witherall in a while. Yeah, they haven't been around. Right? I think they stopped playing Genshin for a bit. So that's probably why. Honestly, don't blame people for not playing Genshin anymore because it definitely is a lot. Like I don't definitely don't blame people for you know having other life things to do other than gacha, right? So that's totally fair. Sometimes there are other things more important. Let's see, I think it's over here, it looks like. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, we can actually write this one all the way here. Yeah, don't make it sound like gacha is bad. No, not that gacha is bad specifically, but sometimes like people move on and I wouldn't blame them for that. Because it definitely is a lot. I don't think I think it was just mostly a time thing, like they had other like life commitments. I could spend his money in strip clubs. Oh my gosh. I would say probably better use of your money spending it here, I guess. Thanks for dropping in, Rem, and helping out. It's it's not. Don't make it sound that bad. But also, like, like my point about Baldur's Gate, right? If I could buy Baldur's Gate at $45, and then the cost of like a 5-star character in Genshin is like, is it really worth all that the dollar when you could get like how many copies of Baldur's Gate could I get for like a five-star character in Genshin, right? You definitely start to wonder what is the efficient way of min-maxing your money when it comes to games at that point. But I mean, Brush, you play a lot of other games too, right? So you probably understand the economics of how much a game is typically worth. Like even what WoW was like $70 technically at launch, right? And the price of a 5-star is kind of exorbitant. I don't know. I'm playing non-gacha as much as I can. Feels so refreshing. Yeah, exactly, right? It's nice to like just pay for a game once and then that's it. It doesn't try to like, make you spend more money or other things or none of that. It's just straight up you get a good game and you get to enjoy it. I know Blue Man once I saw the price of one pool. Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous. But also, I guess that's how they make money, right? That's how it's so successful. Taking advantage of gamba. People's gamba addictions. Yeah, I don't know if it's the same for other gacha games, but I'm thinking like it's about the same, like the cost of a 5-star for Genshin and like maybe Star Rail and ZZZ. Kind of makes me wonder if, like, I don't know if they but I guess if the consumer base wants it, then the consumer base can handle it. As long as there are folks who like will continue to buy and purchase characters, then I think there will always be. There's always gonna be whales, right? To some degree, to some extent. So maybe it works out. But I think at the end of the day, as long as like if you're like a F2P player or if, like you're not a whale, like it's probably you could probably still get by as long as you don't like keep comparing yourself with other whales. You can still probably enjoy the game, I think, that way. I got companion gifts, guys. Wait a sec. Look at this. I think it's because I put D-Luke and a whole bunch of people in my teapot for friendship. But I guess we could claim companion stuff now too. Oh, also, I want to see what new music I have. What is this one? Oh, this is so spoopy. I'm back. Welcome back, bro. Sorry, family call. Yeah, no worry, bro. What is this tune? Where are these in unlocked? Oh, these are Temple of Space Radiant Spin Crystals. Interesting. Okay. So I realized in my teapot. How do you unlock that? Oh no, this is just teapot stuff. So when you grab the little discs, they show up here, and then you can unlock the spin crystal. I think you have to find them around the map. I don't have the music. Oh, I think you have to purchase. There's this is a furnishing that you can purchase. You can purchase the one that gives you music. So I can change this music actually to what I want. Maybe I'll do this one. Aim to the moon. Can't hear anything. Oh, this is spoopy. I just have a ton of this. Do you remember where to purchase it? Yeah, you just talk to Tubby, I think. I think it should show. Let me see if I can find it. I like changing the music to like the one that you want. I like this Katisma Crystal Polos. I think you just talk to Tubby and then go to like Realm Depot. I think it's one of these, yeah. You need to buy Euphonium Unbound Winding and Euphonium Unbound Soaring. One is outdoor and one is indoor, so you can change the outdoor and the indoor music. You just have to put this furnishing down somewhere you're in your indoor and outdoor space, and then it will change the music for you. So your Serpenity Pod will have your custom music. It is a bit hard to figure out what music you want though, because the titles, sometimes the title is just Radiant Spin Crystal 167. It's like, yeah, how am I supposed to know which one I want here? Lul. Cheese. Aha, Mika. Looks like Mika likes this room. Hi Mika, what do you like about this room?
とても広々としたキッチン。調理器具も何でも揃っていて、正体のレーションを作るのに問題はなさそうですね。ここにいると、タイの皆さんと一緒に食事をした時の情景が思い浮かびます。皆さんとお酒が飲めなくてもいいんです。 おしゃべりを聞いているだけで僕はとても楽しいですから。
Oh, Mika's so cute. And we get Primos. Thanks, Mika, for the Primos. I should probably claim the Primos from these guys too, right? You use the sets? I just play sets outside and farm the Primos. Lol. I need to figure out which sets. There's both indoor and outdoor sets, so let me check the indoor ones first. Because if I don't have it, I should probably start building it too, right? So I'm gonna check through the furnishing sets and see which ones haven't been claimed yet. Did D-Look show up yet? No, right? Oh, D-Look is probably Dawn Winery, I guess. Why are we already at Sumeru though? Fontaine. No, that's it. Guys, it's not right. Isn't there a Dawn Winery one? I didn't see any though. We got Mika. Maybe they only have outdoor sets. It's possible that they only have outdoor sets. Oh, thanks for the follow. What? Have you been here all this time? Have you just followed? Wait, what? Are you just trolling? Anyway, welcome in, man. Haven't done this since like late Fontaine. I should farm it all at one go. Most people don't even know it exists. Yeah. Mostly because it's kind of hidden away and not everybody has unlocked the teapot too much. Yeah, I don't see a D-Look or... Did you see a Yanfei? I didn't see a Yanfei either. Did I see a Yanfei? Oh, there is a Yanfei. Hold up. Cloudy Dream Court. Do Cloudy Haze Dream Court. Where is it? Is it this one? Okay. Put this here. And Yanfei should come right over and give us Primo Gems. Hey! Yanfei!
いやまさかお前に部屋を装飾する心得があったとはな。この寝室はかなりよくできている。
かなりよくできている。Wait, what are you even saying? Wait, I just followed? I've never done this? You've never done this? Lol. I must have actually unfollowed and then refollowed just now? Oh, maybe you maybe have. I always knew about it but I never actually did it. Well, the set stuff, I have my pot decorated. Nice, nice. I haven't done this since I'm late Fontaine. I see. Follow Adrian. Following is 1 minute. Yeah, we got a new follower. That is definitely something. So the other day I stole like a bag of chips from the office. Subscribe. I know you had a knock. Okay.
ああ、そういえばそれぞれの家具の価格はちゃんと比べたか？職人を雇う費用は適切な市場価格だったんだろうな。次また家具を買うときは私を呼べ。厳重に品定めをしてやる。不必要な損失を出さないためにもな。
Oh, Yanfei is such a champ. She helps us not overpay for stuff. Bunny Primos. Yeah. Let's look at outdoors. I think outdoors we have a couple more. Campaign Sparkles as and EN. Ooh. I mean, the VA is very talented. They can definitely make very different voices. There are definitely some VAs I'm like, I couldn't even expect like this sound to come out of you, you know? Kind of cool what you can do with your voice when you're like a VA. And like a professional VA. Don't know how those guys do it, but they do be doing it. Where's D-Look? D-Look dana. I know even the tandem ones sound the same with other characters like Zhongli. Maybe it's also because of like the direction, like they want to use the same similar voice. I give the example of like Red 13, right? So like in Final Fantasy VII Remake, like they made Red one of the characters have like a different voice and like two different voices, and like it's kind of crazy because how different the voices are, but the same actor did it for both voices. So
剣は最も単純な力であり、戦士にとって必要不可欠なものだ。剣を手入れするということは前へ突き進むための要でもある。だから鍛冶屋への投資にケチをつけない方がいい。
don't be stingy with investing in your smithy. I need to reheat my dinner, so give me a sec. I also need to cook my dinner. Give me a sec.
なるほど。次回お楽しみに。儚い人生の中で一瞬のいとまを得たというやつだ。衣へと事の葉綴る筆先はわらべに帰り思うがままに。
Old fish curry? Yeah, that's why I gotta reheat it. I'm thinking I make something like Thai curry paste next week. Yeah, I want to try that out too. Thanks, you helped me clean my inventory. How many C6 you have, Brushy? What is this? Is this a C6 competition now? What's going on? That will take away the set. Let's see what else we have here. Oh, Varka is here too. Aha, Yanfei, Glittering Street. We'll do this one. Did this one. Glittering Street. Yanfei should come right out and give us primos again. Yanfei!
この商店街はたとえ祭り期間中の客足でも経営に問題は出ないだろう。どうやら工夫をたくさんしたようだな。もっと多くの店を建てる予定はあるか？私が法律面で支援するぞ。
Alright, take select step. See what else we have here. Oh wait, not this one. This one. Am I missing someone? Doesn't Mika have stuff as well? Ah, Mika. it after Absol. Mika's turn to give me primos. Hi, Mika.
あ、ここの感覚はよく知ってます。この拠点の配置は初版騎士団偵察行動条例内の典例に通ずるところがあるんです。さすがですね。こんなに細かなところまでご存知だなんて。僕、感激しました。
Okay, let's see what else we have here. Oh yeah, Shinhe does have a skin. That's right. I think Ganyu had a skin too in the same patch. That was a while ago. Actually, isn't it about time for them to release a skin? Oh no, it's summer event, right? They probably will release a skin for summer event. That will be exciting. I wonder who it's gonna be. Dawn or Orchard. Let's do this one. See who's gonna give me more. This is such a weird one. Do you look good?
果実園の管理には注意すべき点が数多くある。それらは戦闘よりも複雑なものだ。
Wait, no.
雑草を除去するのが少しでも遅れれば、果実の品質を落とし、酒の味にも影響が出る。必要とあれば僕も手伝おう。ぜひ、一人前の管理者を目指してくれ。
I got him mostly for Rio myself. Even the best supports. No, poor Rio. They definitely did their husbandos pretty dirty. I love it, but he's yeah, not getting much out of him. I feel like to be a dedicated like husbando puller, you kind of have to invest a lot, or it's like just kind of the state of the game. It's just how it works, unfortunately. I don't know why they do that though. They could have just made the husbandos pretty strong. Yeah, the first character I actually wailed on, like spent money on. Oh, okay. He's pretty cool. He's like I like the fist fighting thing. Like I have a friend who really loves that as well. I think like a catalyst, melee catalyst as well. I think this is like the cool archetype. Kind of like a Hazel, I guess, as well. I guess Lan Yan is also a bit of a melee catalyst type. I think that's it. Got Mika and the 2 yen face. Right, so we got quite a few primo gems there. I guess that was worth it? Question mark. Now why is the quills expire too quickly? Maybe I should get Loan. Loan does look pretty cool. He do be looking pretty cool. Run Lowen, Shenhe, Durin, Nicole. Hey, that's a team. That's definitely a team. They're all attack scalers too. Durin, Nicole is core. Oh, I didn't think about that. Nicole will, but Shenhe attack. Will buff Shenhe attack and buff her pills. Yeah, they're all attack scaling. I think. I think Lowen is attack scaling. But yeah. Basically slotting in Nicole in like a lot less. Lindsay Lowen. Lindsay Lowen. Delali still might be better. Delali is Delali best girl. She will buff Durin. Oh. What's the melt? Rolls too damn strong and give EM. Oh, C2 gives EM. Yeah, I can't think of it. When I'm looking at this list, pretty much all of my all the characters I picked are all like supports. All my favorite characters tend to be like a support type characters. I don't know why. Maybe I just don't like DPS characters. Something wrong with me. Pick like Nicole, Chiori, Salali, Purita, Raiden, Shogun. These are all like support characters, question mark. Dark Durin doesn't have rest red, so Slally will get on track. Oh, okay, yeah, because Durin has two forms too. Bro used the support word? True. True. Basically, like, well, maybe not support, but like off-fielders, basically. These characters are generally off-fielders. Maybe I like that. I just like off-fielder characters. Also, look at this fancy Primordial Jadewing Spear here that I have on Mika. I'm actually curious how much damage he deals. Let's go fight some hilly trolls. Place to find hilly trolls. Anyone that sees you even use Dark Durians. Not Durians. Okay, it does 300 damage. Never mind. This was not as exciting as I thought it was going to be. Well, I guess that's what you get when you're a level 40 character. But yeah, I also don't like Mona as a driver, so I didn't give too much effort to it. Oh, what is this? Alright. So we have decided our... I guess we have to wait for a rerun for some of these back pulls. C6 Anastasia. Let's put Anastasia in here. Question mark, that's a question mark. Anastasia, question mark. Alice? Should Alice be here? No, Ryan Daughter should be here, guys. Sorry, let me add Ryan Daughter in here. Ryan Daughter is probably a pull. And then... Sorry, Dying Sleeve. I'm gonna put Istaroth as a question mark. I don't even know if she's gonna be playable. Okay, we'll leave Ryan Daughter. Lane Daughter. Ryan's daughter? Yeah, basically Ryan's daughter. Lane Daughter. I think all the fun shots by themselves should be enough for C6 Saritsa. Oh, by the way, any of these teams that we constructed, do they all work at C0, right? They don't necessarily need constellations, right? Like the Nicole Durin, Chiori, Columbina, Linnea, Silalima, Marina Skirkascopy. They all work at C0, right? Just making sure here. I think they do. I wouldn't see why, but I think they all work at C0. So there's no like there's no like necessary like cons or anything. Okay, perfect. Yeah, so that means that with these characters I can still like, hey, I can still get the characters I like, and I still have the flexibility to like. I don't know about Chiori, but everyone else, yes. But they all have good cons too, or fair point. Or maybe Chiori doesn't work like you're saying. She's just bad. She needs to be C6. Should I reserve a C6 for Chiori? Potentially reserve C6 for Chiori. Chiori might be the outlier, yeah. She's too pretty though. Chiori is way too pretty to pass. Yeah, like if I were to like actually rank the characters on these lists, Chiori would probably be number one. Unfortunately. No, as of now I don't know much about her. Chiori C1 should be enough? Oh, okay, C1 should be enough, so maybe C1 Chiori. Should see that maybe C1 Chiori. Let me add that as a note. Just to put it in my back pocket, so in the we just make sure we take note of that. What does the C1 do actually? Oh, is it the one where she can spawn two without? Oh, because she needs another Geo, right? I remember that she needs like another Geo or something, and her C1 will allow her to. The AOE is increased if there's a Geo member out of Geo. Summons an additional Tomoto. Well, she has amazing conjure. You play her and you look at it, you don't need C1. Is she wheelchair by Linnea Columbina? What is her C6 again? Accuracy is decreased by 10 seconds. Damage dealt is increased by an amount equal to 235% over own defense. Wow. Okay, so that gives you like the huge buff. That gives you a huge buff on the basically takes her like off the charts there. That's why it's a 404% DPS increase. C5 is like 200%, and then like C6 is like 400%. So it's twice of C5. It's kind of nuts. I don't think she's wheelchair, but that's the strongest team. Is Zubai wheelchair by them? Yeah, I guess it's hard. I don't know. Maybe the definite wheelchair you have to look at the you kind of have to look at the distribution of team damage, I guess. But yeah, I mean technically the core is Columbina Linnea, right? That's the core. Columbina Linnea, and then put any two Geo or Hydro units, and that will still kind of work. So that Columbina Linnea is the real core. Chiori is just there as like a, hey, I want to use Chiori, so maybe this is the best team I can put with them. So I need Luna character to function like Flynn's. The bite does most damage, so it's not a wheelchair. Yeah, so it's like the distribution of damage in the team, I guess. I don't know how much of the damage will be allocated to Chiori, but I guess Linnea also does a ton of damage. So yeah. But yes, if there is like a, let's see, Columbina, Linnea, Chiori. I should think about the 4th slot here for my what 4th slot character, 4-star character I'm putting in there. Probably Xingqiu? Question mark? Maybe Shaku should be another Hydro character, right? So maybe Xingqiu fits in here. Balance with a well-invested Chiori. Fair enough, fair enough. The Lali Malvika team is probably gonna get Bennett. I think. Maybe Layla. Or Melt. That's what I think. Arena Skirk is coffee. Yay! It's gonna need one more Hydro. So probably. Oh, I think Xingqiu was also in on this team. But we need more Hydro units. Maybe I can slot in a Barber or somewhere. Cherry, Columbina, Linnea, but Linnea already heals. Doesn't need a healer in there. One of these teams are going to use a Candace. Don't have a lot of Hydro characters. Candace. This I guess I did get C1 Candace after the yesterday's polls. She would be doing most at C6. Yeah, she seems broken at C6. I wouldn't call it a breach. Every time I Dubai only does 60% of damage to C2 Columbina. Okay, let me see what. I guess we have Aino. Wait, does Aino fit? Yeah, we could use Aino for this one actually. Aino will fit in the Columbina team. Aino will fit this one. Xingqiu can go with Skirk Escoffier. I think that makes the most sense. Nicole Durin, I guess is pretty flexible. Can run with anything. I don't think we need to fix that. Probably, I would say Nicole Durin. What? What is Durin's comp like? Is it the melt comp that's good for Durin, or? All C0. Pretty much would be like 70% if anything. Oh wait, for Hexarite characters, does having 3 or 4 Hexarite characters make it better? Or is two Hexarite characters maxes buffs out generally? For like Durin and Nicole. People use Columbina the Neo Butcher and Navia too. Navia is also, yeah. Navia is also a big popular one. A lot of people like. Oh wait, Lucky's doing Abyss. Lol. Alright guys, we are gonna call it here. I appreciate you guys hanging out. And we eventually did sort of decide on the, well, at least the polls, kind of. So here's what we have so far. Lucky is your favorite streamer. There's a bit of a lore behind, but Lucky was actually the one who funded. Usually leave when you rate. No worries. If you don't want to watch Lucky, that's fine too. But there's a bit of lore, so like Lucky was definitely one of the first few streamers who, like, I guess maybe slash got me to start streaming, but also like supported the stream in many ways. He's funded a lot of this account actually, especially early on. No hate to him, but just old and get overstimulated. Overstimulated? Interesting. Yeah, I guess he does definitely have a lot of things going on because there are like a lot of like comments and stuff like that. So I can see what you mean by that. Definitely, my stream is a lot more chill and there's not a lot. Yeah, he usually has upbeat music playing in the back. Oh, okay. That's good feedback. I like the Can you turn SR on next stream, Saber? What's SR? Wait, what? Yeah, I guess I don't really have music playing in the background. I'm not sure if people like that more or don't like that more. I've been thinking about it, but I feel like maybe some people like it and some people don't. I just have the normal Genshin music playing in the background, I guess. I prefer more relaxing stream myself, even though they didn't want to get much. Oh, who's song requests? Oh, song requests. Views, yeah. Yeah, I like small streams because then you can actually like interact with the streamer. When there's like too many comments, like it's hard for the streamer to catch what's going on. And so, but Lucky Setting still does a pretty good job like responding to comments and stuff. So like, you know, but it definitely does get busy at times, especially when there are folks talking about. Yeah, that's why I tend to like smaller streamers. Like even if I do like Monster Hunter streams or whatever, try to. Oh wait, did I not get the rate message? Hold up, rate message, guys. I need to copy this properly. All right, see you guys next week. Have a good night. Appreciate y'all being here. And I'll see you guys next time.